on? What's up, people?
Hello.
What's up is the name of a song, and it's the name of
the second opening.
For Death Note. Yeah, so check that out, guys. It's a great opening.
No, it's not by Sim. It's by.
But yeah, guys, we're here again. We're going to continue on, having fun as we're doing it per usual. A very interesting episode today that kind of goes along with something I talked about last week. Something that is not, a theory that is out there. A theory, I should say, like out there in the realm of not being possible. It's a theory that's out there that people are talking about. We talked about it last week, and we had an awesome conversation about it.
AJ spiraled last week.
Yes, I spiraled.
Oh,
and
so he's finally turned tide.
Yeah, it just takes certain details to go ahead and notice, right? And I saw the details. I was like, man, you know what? I feel like at this point we're very much aware that everything that we see in Attack on Titan is there for a legit reason,
on purpose.
And I couldn't deny it. It didn't make sense in my mind to go ahead and disregard those potential little potential little hints or whatever and stuff, right? And it just didn't make sense for me to ignore those and to take everything else as credible, details. Anyways, I can't wait to go ahead and talk about it. I might spiral again just to give you guys a little bit of a warning, but yeah, what is up? This is Attack to Talk. My name is AJ. I'm your host. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. And I want to ask my friends now, starting with Lexi. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing great.
Beautiful.
I'm doing pretty
Lexi's
good.
Doing great. She's doing pretty good, actually. She's not great. She's doing pretty good.
No, I'm doing great. I'm doing pretty great.
She's doing pretty great.
Pretty good, great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty great.
Pretty great. Good.
Yeah, there we go. And yeah, so now I'm going to go and ask Zach. And I think I know the answer to this because, usually he is a certain type of way every single week when we ask him, how are you doing? But I have a feeling that maybe today is the same, but it is maybe enhanced. Because this is something that I believe that Zach has been talking about for a good while now. So as Zach is he's literally like a caged animal right now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to prepare to, open the cage and let this animal loose. But even SB is saying that get the decimal counter ready.
Hello,
here we go.
Right
so
even all you have to do is read that orange number.
That shit crashed Crunchyroll. So Zach, my friend,
pissed me off.
I want to ask you, how the hell are you today, man?
Fired up!
Oh, damn.
The highest that I got was 124.
I can do better.
Damn. All right. Do you guys want Zach to do better?
I'll try it on my own time. I'm not going to kill it with ears right now.
We only get one try.
But hold on. Why the hell are you fired up?
Because Gear 5 is here!
Beautiful.
Now, look, I know even a lot of my close friends, they were like, the episode wasn't that good. You worked 7 months for this? Y'all motherfuckers don't understand that the real action is in 1072.
Yeah. This was just an introduction, right?
Yeah. So this was just like the introduction to Gear 5. Everyone got mad because I know, I'm not going to spoil, but there's scenes with other characters and they're like, you see this character more than Luffy, blah, 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 blah. But you have to understand. Toei Animation put in the work for this episode. There is a scene. Now, before this,
I love the passion.
The longest standing amount of impact frames in one scene in a row was 36. This one had 44.
Wow.
And I love my impact frame.
You got to go ahead and raise the bar.
But a lot of people don't understand that episode 1072 is gonna be supposed to be nonstop action. It's supposed to be nothing but fight. We're not going to divert from the story for an extended amount of time. We're not going to divert from the fight for an extended amount of time. It's here. And Gear 5th, just rubber man.
Good stuff.
He just has energy that's like trapped in his body that he doesn't know how to get out.
And I was originally going to wait and watch it tonight. And then my friend was like, I watched it without you. And I was like, you know what? Screw you. I'm going to watch it without you too. And it was goated. I'm waiting for a certain song, and I played it for you. I didn't tell you what it was, but a certain soundtrack to hit streaming platform. And when it does, it's all I'm playing.
It's all you're playing.
That is going to be my #1 on my Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
Oh!
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you and many others,
But
I'm so happy that you're doing good, man. I'm so happy that you're excited. I'm so happy that it lived up to at least your expectations. For others who hyped it up too much, you know, they were disappointed. But it's because, you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Marvel fans who think that every Marvel movie is going to be the best Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And then when they walk away
going with super high expectations,
they're like, oh, that movie wasn't even that good. And I'm like, dude, it is a piece of the puzzle.
That's partially Toei's fault for having such huge marketing directed.
Also, you guys can see yourself over on chat now, as if maybe you guys, obviously you guys could see yourself, but now that we have a different layout, a little bit of a different layout here on stream. I'll talk about it in a little bit, but yeah, you guys can go ahead and see yourself here over on the stream. The chat, we have that now included.
Think about what you've done.
Yeah, so think about what you have. So
watch
what we see from Josh. Josh says, unbiased with One Piece. I saw the episode. It was cool.
It's dope. But I will say this, Toei kind of fucked up, and I understand why they put all their marketing towards 1071, because that's when you get the release of Gear 5th. That's when you get to actually see Luffy using Gear 5. But all the action and the good juicy shit is going to be in 1072 and 1073.
Yeah.
Oh. Bum, bum, bum,
very cool, guys. So I do want to go ahead and very quickly go ahead and talk about just this different look that we have.
AJ, I have a question for you.
What?
How are you feeling, Mr. Narrator?
How am I feeling?
How are you feeling?
The narrator or the host?
You.
Me?
AJ.
Me.
What is AJ right now? What is AJ feeling in this moment?
AJ is feeling like a hopeless romantic because I have convinced myself on what I want to happen. And
my God.
You want Frankie and Robin to become soulmates.
That would absolutely hurt my heart because Robin could do so much better.
Okay, fair point.
But no, I just, again, we talked about it last week. I spiraled, and I'm convinced now. I'm convinced now.
Eren to be the father.
And I want Eren to be the father. Yes, and we're gonna see some stuff again as I talked about the start of this episode.
Out here.
Yeah,
let's do this.
And we get a fun little Mikasa moment. But I'm doing good, man. All things considered, I'm doing good. I have not seen the One Piece episode because Zach knows very well that I'm not caught up, and I don't want to go ahead and jump right into the episode because what I did was that would be like me watching Game of Thrones for the first time and watching that final season because so much hype and being like, okay, what is this about? I haven't seen anything of Game of Thrones before, but hey, my friends are having watch parties. Let me just include myself, right? FOMO, right? And I watch it. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. And my friends are like, yo, this is shit. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Like, everything looked pretty cool to me. And they're like, you don't understand the story. You don't understand the character development. You don't understand how rushed the story was. You don't understand how the story doesn't make sense. You don't understand. And I'm like, I don't understand. So I started watching it from the beginning, and I was so upset with myself for watching the final season first. And then I was like, I understand now. I know.
Get it now.
I know what they saw. I know why they were angry. I know why they were disappointed. Zach, do you want me to do that to myself? Do you want me to disappoint myself and go ahead and watch One Piece and watch that episode and completely skip? I have like 90 episodes, right? Do you want me?
You have less than
do you
100
want
episodes.
me to just skip those 90 episodes?
No. If you were in the first 100 episodes, I'd be like, fuck that, watch this shit. But AJ's put in the work to get as close as he has to catching up.
And for our friends joining us, we have many friends joining us. It's incredible. We're so happy when our friends are joining us. We have our favorite Jaeger is Heise. We have I Repent. We have Espy's here. We have Lovey. We have our friends are all here. And you know what? For our friends that haven't watched One Piece and have decided to watch this episode, there's nothing wrong with that because guess what? There's only there was 6 seasons of Game of Thrones or something like that.
Yeah.
One Piece is a fucking you need to invest your time.
Episodes.
You need to lose sleep. You need to not have a life outside of One Piece anymore. No, you need to. You need to.
No, it's not you need to. It's you will give up everything else once you find that moment that
you need to, because if you take the time to sleep, you take the time to go through your normal daily lives, you are going to stop watching One Piece. You need to make One Piece your life.
It must be an unhealthy addiction.
How the tables have turned from when we started this podcast and you were like, I would never start One Piece.
I was so afraid.
I would never start One Piece.
Because I know myself. because I'm
still on that
like,
hill.
you know what? If I
You'll
like
change. Turn
One
tide.
Piece, One Piece is gonna become my life. And then
what
it got
did
to
it
a
do?
point where as soon as we get to a certain arc and I see a moment, I'm like, fuck, I'm invested. And then the next thing you know, I'm binging it. I've pulled multiple all-nighters. Not consecutively, but in that span of just
No, better
trying to
not be
catch up.
consecutively.
Like there were nights where on a Friday night I decided, you guess what? I'm pulling an all-nighter because I'm in a good rhythm, you know, and yeah, so but One Piece, I'm very much excited to go ahead and get to that point in my own time. You know, I'm currently at the mercy of when dubs are released because, again, I'm watching dubbed, you know.
Just used to watch sub.
I tried, bro. I tried, and it's just like when you go through literally like 700 plus episodes of watching just dubbed, and you jump right into, you know, kind of sub. You're like, God, this is so
Like,
weird.
it's such a big adaptation for
You
you.
should
But
read what SB said.
Oh, okay. SB says, I'll get to the other messages that we have too, but Lexi's telling me to read SB's, and it says, AJ is the reason I started One Piece, and I'm only like 6 episodes in, probably years ago. No, SB, not years. Okay,
No.
Take your time right now. Take your time right now, because I will tell you, the beginning. It's so different, you know, and stuff, especially with
It's
it's just the thing
It's
is, it's a
goofy.
typical like late '90s anime art style and everything and stuff, you know, very, very goofy,
Very rustic.
You go ahead and you get to a
Love
point
it.
where like you're getting introduced. We're finding out what the common kind of goal is. We're finding out, you know, what motivations these characters have. But then once the characters are established, once we have a common goal, and we're going and we're going and we're going and we're sailing, and we get to certain kind of islands, whatever, and we meet characters, we're going through different kind of, you know, just, you know, battles and stuff. I'm telling you, SP, there's going to be a certain arc, and I get it. If you hear the arc Skypiea, please don't stop
The
watching.
famous
Please
run
don't
ender.
stop watching. Everybody stops watching a Skypiea because of how
Look,
just.
I'll admit, even I took about a 3-month break
Oh my
when I hit
gosh.
Skypiea, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back.
Yeah.
And I think it was in that time that I rewatched Hunter x Hunter and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and then I was like, you know what? I want my rubber boy back.
Yeah, you know what?
And
You
I
just have to
pushed through
get.
Skypiea, and right after I finished Skypiea, I couldn't put it away.
When we started the One Piece pod. Oh my
baby.
gosh! Yeah,
I've made jokes about
we
it,
will-
but I'm not joking.
Isis says I'm not watching it till my final month.
You're not gonna have enough time.
Your
of
final
life
month?
of
You're not
life.
gonna have
like,
enough time.
like-
Did you know that it actually right now, if you were to watch One Piece all the way through, it'll take you like 22 days, 17 hours, and like 40 something minutes.
Without sleeping, you just did it completely.
that's
all
Yeah, just
Currently.
all the way through.
Okay.
Straight.
So that's
And
currently
that's skipping intros and outros.
22 days.
interesting.
Because each episode, if you skip intros, outros, recaps, it's only really like 18, 19 minutes.
All right, you heard it here, guys.
But we have 5
yeah.
more years left of One Piece, so
Yeah, so
You
it'll
finish
be
in a
longer
month.
than a month for sure. But yeah, so real quickly, looking at some chat, we have I just wait till the end of AOT. What the fuck will that do to make the internet explode? Yeah, the internet's not going to be able to handle
Yeah,
what AOT
the
is going to
final
do.
AOT is.
well, the only thing that breaks the
Josh
internet
says-
now is anime.
Are you going to watch the final trailer that's going to drop soon? I usually only see the PV, which is only 30 seconds. The longer trailer shows too much, to be honest. Honestly, that is a serious concern. Do I want to see so much? Like what we got from that teaser was just like, it was a perfect tease for my
not gonna
appetite
watch
of
it.
just like, it made me excited. It was so well done, but I feel like I still saw too much, even just in that teaser, you know? So I'm like, the trailer's going to show a lot, you know?
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
like you
but
purposely don't watch trailers for like movies and stuff that you're like really excited for because you just don't want to be like. Because I feel like they always show too much of the story in it.
Yeah. I like it. Heisa says, you don't understand why I support the Jaegerists, why I am the one to join Flock when I see the rumbling, the Jaegerists on my life. So I will say this, Heisa, is that you are going to be excited because we are going to be introduced to a character today. A character that you very fondly enjoy and
Yeah.
and
I literally immediately thought about Heisei when I saw him. I was
yeah.
like, oh,
So we're gonna go and get introduced to
So it begins.
to your boy.
Awesome.
So it begins. Yes.
Kyron.
And Kyron's here.
Kyron, start that shit. Why
Let's
have
see.
you not
Hi,
already?
Kyron.
Kyron is here.
I
What's
remember.
up?
I remember what convinced AJ to start watching is we were at In-N-Out, and I pulled out. I think
Hey,
it was
we'll talk
episode.
about
Thank
it.
you, Kyron. Thank you.
I don't think it was 10:15. No, it was. It was episode 10:15.
Yeah.
I pulled out episode 10:15 for AJ
Yeah.
because it had just come out, and I show him. I'm like, just watch one scene, one clip and tell me that it doesn't excite you. And I pull it out, and AJ looks at me and he goes, you know what? I'll give it an honest shot.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to keep watching, but I'll give it a shot.
We made an agreement, though, and I don't think you've started it yet, though. I told you, I'll keep watching One Piece if you start watching High School DxD.
Shit. I'll watch it. I'll start watching it.
The guy who's seen all the anime.
Don't watch High School DxD unless you're looking for a guilty pleasure. You watch it for the story. You watch it for the story.
Yeah, for the story.
You watch it for the story. You watch it for the story.
No, but he really does watch it for the story, though.
I know he does.
Genuinely, he does.
He's one of the very few who actually watches it for the story.
Says, no. We need a My Hero podcast with our host, Tomura Shigaraki, a.k.a. AJ.
J. In two separate.
AJ.
You know what I say?
Mother effing J.
I would love to do that, except you know what? We're doing Attack on Titan. And then once we're done with that,
would you like to?
We're going to go through withdrawals. We're going to need to talk about something. And then we're going to be like, you know what?
That animation.
I think you're right, Isaac.
It's not.
I think we need to talk about me. We need to talk about my villains. And we need to talk about my team. And then Zach is going to be talking as Twice, or he'll be talking as Muscular, or he'll be talking as
Power!
My favorite, Mario.
Sir Night-Eye!
Hey.
Sir Night-Eye!
Would you like to use Kyron's comment as a good segue?
Yes, Kyron says, I'm liking the format. Okay, chat on the screen.
Let's go, baby.
And guess what? This is all, I mean, you guys can obviously guess, but this is all the work, the beautiful work of NatePlaysBad. Oh my God. Can we get up for Nate?
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah, Nate was able to go ahead and create this awesome format and to give us some structure, people, give us some organization and stuff,
polished.
you know,
we
and
look like real
and the thing too, we were literally streaming this entire time with not the best quality for our cameras. Mm-hmm. Like Nate's like, hold on, let me go ahead and check something, and it's like, oh, you guys are streaming with this quality, and not just the quality wasn't the best. We also were stretching out the window, whatever, of the camera.
So I was wondering, because when I walked in and I saw it, I was like, clear, that looks a lot better.
Yeah, so Nate,
you see some pimples, a little bit more blemishes, a little more.
I love you, Nate.
More beauty
bro.
Marks.
That's not all Nate helped you set up, though.
No. If
you guys scroll down a tiny bit, you'll see on the Twitch.
So we did a little test run of gaming and stuff, you know, and I will continue. It won't be like a reoccurring like everyday thing, you know. I just will randomly be on, and if you guys happen to join me, awesome. But I do want to go ahead and stream while I play this One Piece game. I'm not a gamer. I suck at gaming, but I figure, hey, if I'm gonna suck, let me go ahead and at least have my friends around to make it a fun experience, right?
It's co-op. Did you figure out if it's crossplay?
I don't think it is crossplay.
No.
Yeah. So.
But now we have the setup available so that when eventually Marco, you better be watching.
When
Marco comes down,
getting smacked.
We can watch.
We can all witness Zach get his. Zach.
Zach B. No,
I'm getting my ass kicked. It's okay, but
yeah.
Hey, Jump Force, I'll get clapped. I don't care. But Smash Bros, you're done.
Right.
I've been training in the Himalayas.
You know what? I have played that, Josh, and I have played it all in its entirety. And I've been thinking about starting again and maybe doing that as well. I know that Josh was able to go ahead and join me when I was doing a test run and stuff, you know, and that was cool. Yeah, Josh even said like, hey, the setup looks nice, and I appreciate that, Josh, and appreciate you joining me. But yeah, I might do that. Yeah, the Attack on Titan game is a lot of fun. So that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But again, we want to give our greatest just gratitude and thanks to Nate, man, because Nate does so much for this podcast. Thankfully, Nate had the time to be able to go ahead and work with me together and really kind of tell me what to do to go ahead and get the setup going and stuff, you know, and yeah, Nate, he's just like, I'm convinced, you know, he is the podcast's Tony Stark.
Super genius.
He's just like, hold on, let me go ahead and pull out this and this, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's going through all these different forms of technology and stuff.
Let me access your computer from my phone.
Yeah, and it's incredible. So,
I love seeing all the Nate love in chat.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, guys. Yeah, Nate deserves all of just the incredible praise and admiration because it's cool, man.
He's the reason that we can do this.
I love the setup that we have now. It's cool because we have some border rings. We have, you know, a cool little chat and background and stuff, you know. know, and
We have like a
it's
little
incredible.
logo. We have a little watermark.
We're looking as clear as ever. You know, it's incredible.
Now I have to really, really focus on my makeup.
Yeah,
before
there
it
you
streams
go.
down.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, Lex.
All right. I may have rushed a bit through it today.
I didn't really tell you guys.
There's something in my teeth.
I didn't even tell you guys like what the setup was gonna look like. I may have alluded or maybe hinted at it or something.
You
maybe
hinted at it on the stream that you did last night.
Yeah. So, but I didn't tell Zach anything and stuff. So
But
it
you
was
just said
a
that it would be
surprise.
like a new layout. You
Like,
didn't
Zach's
say
now
good
like,
quality.
as soon as you mentioned teeth, I see Zach like.
Zach's like, is there anything in my teeth? Y'all can see every freckle now.
Yeah, so it's great. It's great stuff, guys. Zach's camera from time to time still wants to go ahead and be blurry, but I'll let Zach do his high fives and stuff. But Josh says
He's just blending into the book.
Josh is saying Nirvana, you know?
All right, he's just
come
singing.
as you are. So that's just what it is. But all right, guys. So it's gonna be another fun episode, guys. We're gonna be continuing on with the story. We're gonna be starting season 3, episode 11. This will be part 1 of our episode breakdown and discussion. This is episode Bystander. Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about some romance, not just with my, two
Suspicions.
that I ship, but also too we talk about some MPs. Who one of the MPs is now a scout, and there is a strong connection there, and that'll be cool to go ahead and talk about as
Some
well.
hinting, perhaps a little instigating.
Yeah, for the future here, Kyron is mentioning in the future, if you decide to enable donations, the donations should sound. The sound should be, "Listen to me, subject of Ymir." Damn,
Okay.
how freaking crazy would that be?
I like that, but
Yeah.
I was also thinking,
Of.
damn you.
Oh yeah.
You traitor!
Yeah. That'd be. The thing is that's cool is that there's so
Or-
many incredible sound bites that you can do.
The
Yeah.
funny one I was thinking was Levi going, pee-pee, pee-pee.
Yeah, there's a couple different ones we could do. Or the Titan transformation thunder sound. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a
true.
good one too.
Heise says, "What do you think of when My Hero will end?" Ooh, I don't know. To be honest, I'm not caught up. I'm not
don't
caught up
wanna
with My
think
Hero,
about
but
it. Oh yeah.
but yeah.
I will not say
How about
anything. but I
Aaron
am
as a
caught up with the manga.
war hero? That's hard too, Zach. Yeah.
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 Something to think about
Yeah.
for sure.
Donka.
All right, guys. You guys know the drill. I mean, we got to go ahead and give you guys a warning about spoiler talk
anime
because
spoiler.
you know what? I mean, we love talking about spoilers, especially when I spiral. We got to go ahead and get to like why I think and what the ultimate end is probably going to be. And if that spoils anything, I apologize. I have not seen anything at the end. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it seemed like I was maybe talking about some stuff that I wasn't supposed to be talking about because we're talking about with some of our friends. I think it might have been even Josh too. Was kind of like, you know what? I don't want to say stuff whether something or something. I don't want to say whether you're right or wrong.
Like,
I don't want to say.
caught up and I don't want to
and
say.
and I appreciate that from our friends that are joining us because again,
for not spoiling the manga.
we do spoiler talk here, but it's we're not spoiling.
Strictly
We're not
anime.
spoiling. I should say we're not spoiling the culmination of stuff. We're not. It's not anything that people don't already know. At least I
It's
should say.
strictly what's already been released
Yeah,
to the
it's
public
just
Yeah.
anime.
in
only.
the anime.
Yes, very true, very very well said. And then
Yeah,
again,
anime spoilers only.
you guys know the drill too. We have a Q&A to talk about. We have a poll question to go ahead and discuss and see what the results are and the responses.
Don't say hi, say. Do not
and
say.
yeah, if you want
no
me to say,
spoilers,
I'll say it, but only if you want.
Only
please no,
anime
please no.
spoilers. Only anime spoilers because we're caught up in the anime.
Yeah. I do want to ask though, Jacob, did you by chance get your pops back? Did you get your Funko Pops back? Because
Oh, yeah,
if you can
since
go
they
ahead and
come
confirm
in.
that to me, that'd be awesome. Because I don't know whether you did or didn't. I don't know. Again, I kind of let them do the job of just like, oh, you haven't gotten it yet? Okay. Hopefully it shows up soon. I know for sure it got shipped. I saw it with my eyes, and I apologize for not paying for whatever the express package, whatever it is and stuff,
Expedited shipping.
Yes, but I know that it got sent for sure.
Oh, he
so
said
hopefully
no.
next week.
He hasn't gotten it yet.
Yeah, Kyron says, I want to say this. I'm interested in seeing the ending because there's rumors that Isayama will change. Yeah, and we're getting
Yeah,
an anime
original ending, possibly.
Yeah, I watched it depart.
I did not know of that. Having an anime original?
Yeah.
Then I'm just going to read the manga for the new ending.
Yeah, it might be an just because the trailer that we've seen, there's like a different version of like the Berserk Titan that's not in the manga. ending from what I
something
can understand.
that isn't even in the manga. You know, that again the Berserk Titan form that Eren has. You know,
But
where
it could also just be an artistic take. We don't really know.
Yeah. SB says I can't wait for that episode when we discuss the ending. Yeah, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, just wait like 3 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, season 4, part 8. So excited.
It's gonna be fun stuff, guys. But yeah, I mean, I think we can go ahead and jump into the Q&A, right?
Yeah.
You want to start with the Q&A?
I have the Q&A ready.
How you want to do?
Wow, you knew. You read my mind.
Yeah. He says, AJ, I don't give a crap about Express. I'm just very grateful that you guys all saw. Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm honored that you had us.
Yeah.
I know.
mean,
That's
that whole moment was really, really cool. And for us to do it live, it felt special. And I enjoyed it a lot.
Core memory. Definitely a core Attack the
yeah, for sure. And again, I can't express how thankful we are again, Haisa, for you wanting us to do that. So it's cool.
Thank you.
But don't ever
thank you.
call us celebrities again.
No.
Don't ever
do
you
that. Ever.
Because we are all just loving members of this community, and we are all just friends. So yes.
I just want to be rich. I don't want to have the fame.
Yeah. Exactly.
I just want to be rich, no fame.
Josh says, from reading the manga and seeing everything up until now, I'm 99% sure that it's the manga ending.
Then I will read the
99?
manga.
What about that 1%, huh?
Yeah, there's 1%. Yeah,
That
so
1%
you're saying
is
there's a chance.
Berserk Attack Titan.
Yeah, they're just going to include
It's
that.
just the artistic differences.
All right, so without further ado, Lex, go ahead and take
Q&A
control of
time?
the show now.
All right. So last week we asked you guys, Levi has suffered significant loss and pain. Which one hurt you the most?
Ooh. Yes. Which one hurt you guys the most?
So first we have from Dejuan Caveman, which is a friend of the show, Eddie.
Yes, it is Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie says his first two homies from the OVAs, which we have not seen.
Yeah. At least I haven't seen it. For people who have watched the OVAs, I mean, we have already multiple times over in this podcast had people ask us if we're going to be covering that specific story, and maybe in due time. I think it makes sense for us to. I think it makes sense for us to go ahead and talk about the OVAs at some point. But we have a lot of content to go ahead and discuss.
In due time.
We're getting to some good territory here in season 3, so I don't think there's any reason for us to stop that momentum. But I think that OVAs eventually we will discuss and cover, and it'll be fun, at least for us, because we haven't seen that yet. So that'd be cool.
Some new content.
So Eddie's mentioning his two homies.
Yeah, two homies from the OVA, which I'm guessing everyone close to him dies.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, that is a reoccurring narrative with Levi. It's that Levi can't enjoy people around him or love things, and it sucks. Josh says, I've only seen the Levi OVAs. Yeah, perfect. So Kyron, don't.
Kyron said the forbidden
What
word.
I want to know, Kyron, is...
Don't use that C word.
What I want to know from Kyron is...
C word.
How are you liking the beard?
Yeah,
because I know that Kyron wanted me to grow it out and stuff, and I was going to grow it out, and then so here it is. We're getting into some good beard territory. Zach, I'm sorry. I
know.
I know. I mean, you are going to be Pixis in like 50 years.
Yeah, it'll be
okay.
fine. It'll be fine.
Heisa says, AJ, I seen you watched my story where it was a clip of Levi's friends passing. Levi went crazy. Yeah, I mean, crazy. Yeah, I seen it.
Once.
There's so much that I saw where I was like, I haven't seen it.
What's going on?
But it looked cool. And yeah.
He's been thinking about your beard.
Yeah, bro, I literally was just thinking about it. Yeah. The beard comes in nice. It does. It's not in its full glory yet, but yeah. I was just thinking, man, he grows a beard fast and it looks immaculate as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think this is a solid, going on maybe a month.
I could too.
Must be nice.
Brunette Zeke. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what I got going on right now. Literally, I am just the Zeke in his brunette form.
Pretty much.
Like, seriously.
The glasses, the curls.
The glasses, you got the hair going on and stuff, Yeah. I'll rock the Zeke for sure. I love it.
Just bleach him.
Yeah, well, Zach is just jealous.
Nate has a better beard.
It's okay, Nicolo. Yes. Nate has an incredible beard. Yes, and he is your younger brother.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Go ahead, Lex. Twinsies. Let's do it, Lex. Let's do it. Don't be afraid. We got the cameras are clear as ever now and stuff,
I have to actually shave my mustache and stuff now, I have to make sure I'm nice and clean shaven for you guys.
Yeah, that'd be.
I don't want to show up Zach,
That'd be great. Zach literally is the only one here.
It's just the.
You know what?
Ready?
I don't. I don't want this to be a reoccurring thing of us just shitting on Zach because I love Zach to death. Zach is one of my best friends and I love you so much, bro. I know.
It's not about how hard you get hit, AJ.
I know, bro.
It's about how hard you can get hit.
Yes, I
and
know.
Get back up.
Yes. Zach is one tough son of a gun. We know that. Zach literally has fought people before.
Everyone DM Zach your beard pictures.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just
Zach.
go ahead, rub it in.
No.
Yeah.
Love it.
Anyways,
Beautiful. So that was from first response from Eddie.
Yes,
right?
we actually have a good number of responses. So
okay,
it's
awesome.
gonna take a while.
Eddie's got the two homies from the OVA. Beautiful. So we have that one. Okay, so what else we got?
Then we have friend of the show, Bobby. Hello, Bobby7.
What's up, Bobby?
Bobby says, I mean, everyone, but if I had to choose, maybe his first two comrades in No Regrets, R.I.P.
I wonder if that's the same one. Yeah, so I think that's back-to-back OVA buddies. Wow.
He's in agreement with Eddie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
First we got Kyron saying that Zach thinking he's Rocky Balboa over here. And then Heiser says, I really will send him a picture of my beard.
He's Rocky Balboa.
Aww.
All right, wow.
Adrian!
That's how we find out what they look like. We find out what they look like by them sending photos of their beards.
Yeah, I remember for whatever reason when I was a kid, I remember this commercial. It was a Brisk iced tea commercial of Rocky Balboa saying like, what did he say? Damn it! But I can't remember exactly. I just remember it was like a claymation type thing of Rocky Balboa, and
it was just celebrity.
It was something for whatever. Maybe this isn't the line, but it was like, "Give something to drink" or something like that. Yeah, and it was just a very weird. But you know those commercials back then, and stuff like those '90s commercials for me and stuff. Like those are like they're so weird. A lot of them don't have anything to do with the product. But then at the end, it's just like
we know what you look
Brisk,
like,
whatever and stuff, Right? Yeah, that was just a thought on Rocky Balboa.
Did I tell you that I watched all the Rocky movies last month in order?
Really?
Yeah,
they hold up. Yeah.
Made me want to punch shit.
Okay, I'm gonna play something real quick, and then it might get us claimed. It might get us claimed, but if it doesn't, so be it. I don't care. I don't care.
Mugiwara.
No, I don't care.
You do it too well.
I don't care if we get claimed. We'll just have to edit out everything of the Q&A. No, I'm kidding. I'll play it for 5 seconds.
No, it's the Japanese commercials that are wild. We'll just get claimed on YouTube.
Beautiful. That was 20 seconds.
Yeah. Good job. Nice job.
Come for me, YouTube. Kidding, don't.
All right.
Please don't.
All right, so beautiful. So we have, what did you just drop?
One of my rings.
One of your rings?
In my head, I was like, that's a really small
phone. Says peep the DM.
Peep the DM, Zach.
Oh, way. Face reveal.
Zach versus Jake Paul
confirmed. Send me a straight photo.
Face reveal.
No way.
Face reveal of Heisei. No.
Oh, wow. Yep. That is 100 times. It's not a full-on
face reveal. It's just
we just saw that he has a way better beard than you.
He's
I'm biting my tongue because I'm
awesome.
Like, nice beard. Must be nice.
Is that confirmed?
Zach versus Jake Paul.
If it were Logan, I might be scared. Jake's.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful. All right.
See, that's the song that's going to be playing when I knock the shit out of Jake Paul.
All right. Cool. What else we got, Lex?
Next, we have from, I'm sorry if I pronounce this wrong, Rhea.Mill.
Rhea.Mill.
Says simply Irvin Smith. That is a tough one. Yeah. That one is tough.
Irvin. BP.
That one is tough because Levi is continuing his motivation to just try to fulfill that promise.
Yeah.
He knows he hasn't fulfilled that promise yet.
That legacy.
And And yeah, it's something where you see it, and you're like, you see that connection, you see that kind of like friendship that they have. A lot of people obviously want to ship them and stuff, you know.
Throughout the anime.
Yeah, a lot of people want to go ahead and again ship those two characters, but they have a special bond and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And to lose somebody that, again, we talked about Levi has lost a lot of people, but to lose somebody so significant and so impactful as the commander of the Scouts,
mm-hmm.
you know, and at that point, before he obviously died, he flirted with death a lot, you know, but that's something that,
be a commander.
That's something that, again, you know, for me, watching that happen and stuff, I can't look at the other stuff and really kind of resonate with that loss because I haven't seen it yet, right, with the OVAs, you know. But this is something that I can go ahead and shoot, man. I can go ahead and kind of feel for Levi, because when you are the captain of your own team, right, and you know that you have to go ahead and be there and
mm-hmm.
lead and show these others how to survive and stuff like that, you know, like, he has this kind of obligation with himself. We've seen like the kind of softer side of Levi and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, it sucks when, who knows if Irvin was kind of that for him? Who knows? Again, I this is all just speculating stuff, right? But
mm-hmm.
it's like, I don't know. I'm just kind of going on some weird tangent of just like, of how so close they were, from the sense of just like being in battle together. And then when you lose somebody so impactful, it's like, how is that going to affect you going forward and stuff, you know? Not that it affects, you know, Levi in a negative way, because Levi's still a badass.
Yeah.
You know, but again, Levi doesn't show those significant losses in a way where it's like, oh man,
he doesn't wear his
like,
heart on his sleeve.
Levi is so different, you know, and stuff, you know, like blah, blah, blah. No, he knows that he still has to continue going forward and
mm-hmm.
stuff, you know, like, unfortunately, this is something that we all signed up for. It's part of it, part of the story.
His job.
But man, yeah. I mean, even Josh is saying that from seeing the OVA, I still think that Irvin impacted him more. Yeah, and I think that's what it is. You know, it's just when you have two people who have gone to war and battle so long and stuff, you know, because correct me if I'm wrong here, but those two joined as like at a young age, right? And they kind of climbed the ranks and stuff,
yeah.
you know, and all that. Mm-hmm. And then you can't help but like, how would it feel, Zach, if you had something like that? Like, say for me, like I was that kind of person to you, and then all of a sudden I die, and now you have to continue on. Like, what's gonna be that first moment of going out there? How's it gonna feel when you're like, damn, like I don't have kind of like that other kind of insurance, or knowing that somebody's out there who's able to go ahead and kind of, you know, take care of themselves and others potentially and stuff, you know? Like, I feel like it's more responsibility a little bit on Levi, you know, but
I mean, no, like I wholeheartedly, I mean, one of the simplest things that I could compare it to is like when I was team captain for a sports team for wrestling.
Yeah.
And the other team captain got injured and he was just gone.
Yeah.
Stopped showing up, and I was just kind of like, now here I am leading this group kind of on my own.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's very daunting, but you have to kind of just understand, like, you have responsibilities, you got to get it done, and that's what continues that motivation, just knowing I've got to get it done. I've got them to take care of, not just myself.
Yeah.
Like, there's still other people that I need to put before myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I just think that it had to be difficult and stuff for Levi, I guess, again, from my main point, I guess, because I went through a weird, stupid little tangent where even I was like, okay, where am I going with this kind of, you know, thought, just knowing that it was a significant impact, but Levi literally is still going after the Beast Titan for Irvin.
Yeah.
You know, that's just kind of where I guess what my main point was.
You've been voicing Deku too much.
Yeah, Deku with all his muttering. Yeah, damn it. Yep.
On little tangents.
Yep. What question should I reread?
I think the Q&A.
I think which one hurt you the most?
Yes, is asked which one hurt you the most. Yeah. And again, for me, like I don't know the two first responses. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm sure that would hurt me a lot. I know for me, the Irvin one hurt me a lot too.
Yeah.
That one hurt me.
Yeah.
So continuing on, we have from Rena Nell.
I'll say it after.
No, you can go ahead and say it.
How do we feel about this?
About you getting a haircut?
Getting Levi's haircut.
I feel like you did low-key have it at one point in your life.
I just think you
when
better
were
make
growing out your
sure
hair.
you better make sure you get the Levi. Yeah, it looks
not-
like Levi.
not the Marlo.
Not the Marlo.
I don't want the Marlo. I want the Levi.
Yeah.
It'll probably look like Marlo when you first wake up. And
I want the Nicolo.
Yeah. Okay, Kyron, want to just clarify for people who don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about the Q&A, and that is, again, which loss of Levi's hurts you guys the most. Mm-hmm. Because unfortunately, Levi's a character that has suffered and experienced a lot of loss in his life. And, that's people that worked alongside him, whatever. And, yeah, that's what we're going through right now. So continue on, Lex. Who else we got?
From Rena Nell, 9614. Hello, very loyal listener. Hello. They say, Kenny revealing to Levi he was his uncle and telling him he wasn't cut out to be a dad.
Yeah, something we talked about last week.
Yeah, that one was...
I mean,
pretty recent when we went over it, but I feel like we definitely talked a lot about, like, how that's such, like, a major impact and, like, what the implications were, what that could mean, how Levi could have taken it, stuff like that.
yeah, all the hypotheticals, but we know that with Levi, I mean, it's that realization, right, where it's like, damn, like... You have somebody we talked about where that was kind of like as close as family as he has.
Yeah.
Right, close to
It
a
was
father.
literally the closest. It's the only bloodline he
Yeah.
had.
And then to get that kind of, again, that realization, that answer, and that closure and stuff, we're like, okay, maybe it's a good thing for Levi to have that closure, right?
Yeah.
And it was a very special moment because this is coming from a character that walked away from his life, that did a lot of shady things, that was literally battling on the opposite side of Levi. But then not just that too, but also I think we kind of talked about, we alluded to the fact of like something that motivated Kenny, power, right? Just the idea of power and being the strongest thing. There was that moment of like, he passed whatever that power was, the Titan power and stuff like that, like he passed the strength, this weapon, this
like
tool.
something that he's been like that he's sought after for a while.
Yeah, and he
A
literally
long
just
freaking time.
he gave it to Levi.
Yeah.
And just like here, and
But it just shows kind of like how much Levi did really mean to him.
oh yeah, for sure.
As much as obviously, Kenny the Ripper isn't going to show emotion. Neither
Yeah.
does Levi really. So
yeah. It's an Ackerman thing.
yeah, just bottling up your emotions.
Yeah. But that's another good one too, and it's perfectly on theme too. We talked about it last week, but that moment was that was a difficult moment for, I would imagine, for Kenny and obviously for Levi too, because you got to think that Levi
Family, and then immediately died in front of him.
You don't think Levi maybe had a moment where he kind of like felt like that boy again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking to Kenny and stuff, because Kenny was the one who taught him how to survive and stuff.
Yeah. That's a good. It's a good point. Probably did go back to like his little boy roots.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Rena Nell. Next we have from Hater Xenon, which is another friend of the show.
Yeah, that's Josh. That's I Repent.
Josh, yeah, I repent. Hello. Says Irvin definitely. He had to weigh him in Armin's dreams and set aside his selfishness.
Yeah, that's a crazy moment. That was a moment that had, I'm sure not just, me and Lexi obviously, but so many others were probably screaming at their TVs watching it, and that moment with that decision.
Yeah.
And Levi was so adamant about Irvin is the one we need to bring back, right? But then, as everybody else was already been cleared and removed from that situation, the high stakes, and stuff of bringing Irvin back, Irvin literally was the one to just tell essentially Levi, like, no, like, this is where things end for him, And again, to have such a strong individual, essentially like a strong individual like Irvin, go ahead and tell, again, probably his closest ally, Captain like Levi, that this is it, right? Like, this is where we're going to go ahead and part ways. Like, that's got to be such a difficult thing, you know?
Of being like, oh, well, like, yes, he's already dead, but you could have him back. You could, but then you have to make the ultimate decision to keep him dead. Like, that's even tougher.
Yeah. Real quick, even with chat here, I think, like, back up there, too, Josh says, Levi had to understand that Irvin needed to give up on his dream for the sake of the mission, And then, Heise, also he mentions something. We'll get to Heise and stuff. You know, I agree. Heise, where is the dub? Where the hell is the dub? Yes, we want to watch the dubbed. But Josh, you mentions here that he asked Irvin what his plan was when he reached the basement. He didn't know. Yeah, I think with Irvin, I mean, he wanted to just find truths. He wanted to find what his dad essentially knew. You know, and then he knew that there was so much more to the story, and then just for every little victory was just like, as Irvin would say, one step closer to the truth, right? And then, so again, with Irvin, had he made it to the basement, you know, I don't think he would have been necessarily satisfied.
I think he would have it would have just been another step for him to search for more.
Yeah, absolutely, you know, which again, the story continues. Obviously, we were aware of that, you know, that's why these characters are still, you know, seeking whatever it is that they're kind of like, their lust and their stuff, whatever for, and everything, you know, we know what errands, exactly, right? Everybody has their own kind of, as Kenny had mentioned, everybody has their own motivations and stuff, you know, everybody's drunk on something, and it would have been interesting to see how Irvin would have responded to that journal from Dr. Grisha. Yeah. All right, but thank you so much for the response, though, Josh.
Thank you, Josh, for that. Next we have from Luca Mamone. What's up, babe? He says, honestly, I'm gonna say Petra, because even her father, like, low-key was shipping them because, and then he continues in a DM.
Yeah.
He said, to sum it up, basically Petra was probably the worst in hindsight because I think that Levi had a chance at love and could have had a family and all these other possibilities with her, but the tree broke her. But the tree broke her back before Levi could.
Damn! Wow.
I didn't read the ending of it. I did not read the ending.
Wow.
Who said that? I wonder who submitted this one. That's crazy. Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you for that paragraph, babe.
Yeah, that one was another difficult one, and that was one I for sure was thinking about with was Petra and that loss and stuff, because, you know, that there's a moment there where Levi essentially kind of purely focuses on her and her death and stuff. Getting again, that moment of
it did seem very hard on him.
Yeah, you know, and we can't help but deny again that moment with her father and stuff, essentially asking Levi questions as far as why, you know, my daughter was so adamant about this and this, whatever. It didn't even mention like marriage and stuff.
Yeah, it's like I think she's a bit too young to marry to. Yeah, I thought it was because he just like misunderstood it, because it was. Yeah. She was just talking about how committed she is to him as a captain.
Yeah. I mean, that one was a difficult loss, and who knows, again, for us being hopeless romantics in this episode, you know, it's just like, that would have been a very cool story to see play out and potentially flourish and stuff, you know, and who knows how that would have changed Levi as a person, you know, because we know that if he were to go ahead and again, start a family and, like, how involved would he be? Yeah. You know?
Like, I feel like it would come a point where, like, Levi is like an all-in kind of guy. Like, if he would wait until he's like ready to retire to start a family, and he would full on focus on that family. He wouldn't, that house would be
spotless.
Quit. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He would not deal with.
He would be a great stay-at-home dad, huh?
And
Oh, he would be the house husband.
In his little cleaning outfit.
Yeah, his little cleaning outfit. Yeah.
He'd be the one cooking dinner all the time.
Yeah. And while he's got his Levi squad knocking on the door to go ahead and you know, just visit him and stuff like that, and Levi just, hey, make sure you guys take your shoes off before you enter the house.
Can I hold your baby?
Here comes John or Connie and whatever with their muddy shoes. I'm like, oh, yeah. You know, whatever.
Yeah,
and stuff,
like, no, you can't hold my baby. You need to wash your hands. Or put on gloves before you hold my baby.
Yeah.
Something like that.
This is interesting here, because I do want to go ahead and we'll get to Josh real quick, but I do want to mention, though, early on to Josh's response. So he says for Irvin, maybe it's a good thing that he didn't reach the basement, talking about Irvin, because that just opens a whole new ocean of hell. Yeah, absolutely.
Ocean.
Yep. And then Josh, in terms of what we're talking about here with Levi, says... I don't see Levi being a romantic, to be honest. He seems like the type to reject Petra and keep it professional.
Yeah.
And how heartbreaking would that be?
Yeah, to be like, nope, sorry.
For people who, you know, again, want to go ahead and ship those two, and then the moment happens, and all of a sudden you have Levi telling her, like, no.
Imagine how much harder it hits when that's the only person Levi would settle with.
Yeah, exactly. You
Now
know,
she's gone.
which is why
I
you
can't get
know
over this fucking tree. I can't get over this fucking tree.
Okay, because I saw it because it's just like in my notifications.
yes,
And it cuts
and
off.
it just ends off at had a family and all. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it, and I never read the ending of it. But instead of
Levi's
the
gonna chop
family
that
and
tree
all these
down and
other
use it for his house.
with her, but the tree broke her back before Levi could.
Oh, that was comedy. I love
Luca.
Hey, you know what? Props. That was fucking ingenious.
that was good. That was good.
Anyways, that was him.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Next we have from the show SB.
SB, what does SB have to say?
SB says Levi squad being demolished by the female
Yes,
Titan,
yeah.
especially Petra.
Yeah,
Yeah, for all the same things that we talked about, but just even like the whole Levi squad as a whole, like
Not
him
just one,
watching
but
all of that, like he probably like maybe felt like, oh, I could have done something, like Aaron being like, if I would have transformed sooner and everything, I could have saved them.
which we know too. Even with Levi, he's talked about he doesn't understand he doesn't know at this point what's right or wrong. He doesn't understand. You know, he doesn't know in terms of morals and stuff, right? Like the moral compass, right? He doesn't know necessarily what the right or wrong thing is to do.
Yeah.
And we know for a fact that the squad are soldiers that are handpicked by Levi himself. Mm-hmm. So again, there is that kind of like special connection there, regardless of the difference in personalities of these squad members. We know that there
Yeah.
were many different personalities.
They all balance each other out.
Yeah, and
Even Otowo being in there.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, they worked well together.
Oh.
That's the thing is, like you said, they're different personalities and everything. Like they were so different in people, but when they worked together, they complemented each other very well.
Yeah. Like Petra with all the assists, and then we have Otowo.
Otowo was just Otowo was the one who was trying to get the kill.
He wanted all the glory.
Yeah, and then you have
Petra
the other
was a
two.
great support.
You have the other two, which are their names, Lex. What are their names? The other two?
The other two are
Otowo, Petra.
and
What's the guy with the walnut hair?
I know.
Starts with a G.
I know it does. I keep wanting to say Gelger, but that was
No.
Gelger is a different one.
Josh is helping you.
Name is Gunther.
Gunther, yeah.
Gunther.
And then who's the other one? The blonde guy. Starts with an E. Essentially, it's kind of two names. It's like
E.
something. E starts with a G.
What?
Yep, it's Eldjin. Eldjin.
Eldjin?
Yeah,
That's his name?
yeah. It's Eldjin.
we just
Yeah,
call him Eld. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Got it. He was
But-
like, I have no clue.
yeah. So it's Eld and Jin is kind of like the name, whatever, of him. But yeah, so those two are kind of more of like the leaders, And how about the old man? Yeah, Otowo. Yeah,
That would
the,
be Otowo.
the oldest looking 19-year-old.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, Otowo. Eldjin's fine jeweler.
Yeah. Eldjin's
Jeweler. That's how you say that word, right? Jeweler.
fine jeweler. Yeah.
Jeweler.
Yeah, jeweler.
Yeah.
Jeweler.
I was like jeweler. It just didn't sound right because I was like
Jury.
Jeweler.
All right.
Jeweler.
Good reference. Good reference there, Vanessa.
Jeweler. About jewelry. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeweler.
Sorry, I'm thinking out loud to myself.
I know.
was like,
I know. The way it sounds.
There's certain words where I'm like,
You're spelling it out
saying
visually,
it
but then you're like, that
wrong.
doesn't sound correct.
yeah. But I says 19. I thought he was like 58.
No, he was
Yeah.
He was 19.
Yeah. 19-year-old, but his age showed otherwise.
They didn't have like retinol and all that back then.
Some people don't need it, like Levi.
They didn't have soap.
Levi, he looks good
They
for
didn't
his
have
age.
skincare routines.
But I will admit though, like SB was saying that like that was really tough to watch, and yeah, it was very, very tough to watch, and you dropped it again.
My ring again. I keep fiddling.
But man, yeah, the devastation and how brutal it was, like we talked about it before with Annie and her just like rampage, right, of just like murdering
like completely
scouts,
merciless.
like it's crazy. But yeah, they fought well together. It sucks that they all died, and again, that was a difficult loss for Levi because he didn't just lose a person; he lost a squad. That was his squad, and you got to imagine too for him like how much responsibility he takes for that, for like the reasons you mentioned, the fact that he wasn't there. And we've even speculated like if he was there, the battle would have gone very different.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he wasn't there. He had to go ahead and follow Irvin's plan. And we talked about Irvin and his plans and how there's such gambles and how they cause people to die.
But I feel like that's even like worse as a viewer watching it because I mean, well, yeah, the question is like what hurt you the most. But yeah, as a viewer, I feel like watching the whole anything like the Levi squad and Petra dying, it hurts more because, well, like Luca said, it hurts more because of the possibilities that could have came from it.
Yeah. Yeah, the hypotheticals and stuff, everything was kind of alluding to a potential romance there, yeah. But also, I say it's kind of like he mentioned to the point over in chat, the point that I was mentioning as well, about Levi telling Eren he doesn't know what's right or wrong, right? Literally before the Levi squad die.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for that response, Luca.
Yes, thanks. And also, thank you, SB.
Oh, SB, yeah. Sorry,
yeah, SB was the last one.
SB
but
was
she was in agreement with Luca. Other than the tree part,
Yeah.
Anyways.
Sorry, SB. Thank you.
I am Storm, friend of the show,
yes,
a.k.a. Heise, a.k.a. Jacob, says him losing Hanji.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That was a difficult moment.
Stung.
Yes.
Yeah, that one, I think out of all of them, that one probably hurt me the most too.
That one was difficult to see because, again, for kind of reasons I mentioned with Irvin, is that when you have somebody who you've gone to battle with many occasions, somebody that you can rely on, somebody that has become in this commanding role and rightfully so, and was deserving of it and really embraced it and changed essentially kind of like their personalities a little bit, because we understand with Hanji, she very much was a little bit of a loose cannon and somebody who would put others in harm's way. And then she got to a point where she understands that, like, I'm in this commander role and I need to look out and protect others and stuff. And
they grew like so much together and they went through so much. And
to experience so much loss together as well, and then to have somebody, like, again, like I was trying to go ahead and...
They're like that mom and dad duo.
With Irvin, and like, when you lose that person and you're going into battle next, you're like, damn. It could
Another
be good motivation.
commander lost.
It could be good motivation. It could be like, you know what, going into war and you're like, this one's going to be for that person,
Like Hanji is like a sister to Levi. I feel like that's how Levi views it, like more like a brother-sister dynamic.
Yeah, because we know that they tease each other and stuff, But yeah, it was...
I will admit, though, she went down swinging.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Hanji, she wouldn't have gone out any other way. Yeah,
it's like I Repent says, she gave her heart till the very end, and Levi understood her position well because Irvin did the same thing.
Yeah, well said.
Which is even worse for Levi.
Yeah,
just witnessing his commander die again.
Yeah, Isis says that he looks so damn sad, and she's being her happy self. Just wish that I could have hugged him.
I know.
Yeah,
needs a good hug. He probably would just like stiffen up because he doesn't know how to like give affection.
Yeah. But that was a difficult loss for sure. Wow.
Great response. I am Storm, aka Heise. Thank you for that.
That was a great response for sure.
Next we have Portraits by KA, which is friend of the show, Kyron.
Kyron, yeah. And again, Portraits by KA is his photography Instagram account. Go ahead and check that out, guys.
So you guys should all
go and see what Kyron is.
Check out his page. He's got some great photos on there.
Yeah, check it out. But what does Kyron have to say?
Kyron says, the slow motion fall scene with Levi surrounded by Titans solidified it for me.
Ooh,
yeah, that's in
that was over in season 4. Yeah, that was when all of his scout comrades were transformed.
They all drank
Titans
the wine
by Zeke.
Yeah.
And then, in order to survive, what did Levi have to do? He had to literally
kill them all.
Which, again, it's such... It's a moment where you kind of, again, realize, like, I can't help but think about when Levi realized that the theory of Titans being humans. And having that realization of, like...
Being like, I've been murdering...
So the thing that I'm good at killing have been people this entire time, But then, again, have that realization or have that kind of feeling multiplied, and now you're like, wait, so in order to survive this... I'm gonna have to kill all of these Titans that were all my
your
scout comrades.
Yeah.
And again, you can kind of flip the narrative, which I'm hoping Levi did, where it's like, kind of like
releasing
by
them
killing them again is releasing them from a word to use is a word that's gonna be used in this episode is releasing them from that nightmare.
Yeah, nightmare. That's that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. So it's that's
what we'll get into this episode.
But again, do you want to have that responsibility and stuff? Because then that's gonna...
It's a heavy burden.
Yeah, exactly, and but that was another difficult moment for him that we all saw and we witnessed, and we can tell that it was very difficult for him. Yeah, as even Kyron says, that his face was so sorrowful. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Josh, are you in there somewhere? Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreeing. And then
thank you, Kyron, for that.
Yeah, thank you so much for that response, Kyron, and for all of you. Next and last response is from Sunset Ridge Skateboarding, which is a friend of the show, Eddie.
Yeah, it was Eddie,
once again. He says, actually, I'd say Irvin's death has hurt him the most. So he changed his mind from the 2 in the OVA to Irvin's death.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
I need to watch this OVA.
Yeah. Us too.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you both now. Zach, starting with you. What do you think in terms of loss? Which one hurt you the most?
Hurt me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Not hurt Levi the most. Which one hurt you the most? Watching it as a viewer and being like, damn.
Probably Hanji.
Hanji. Yeah. Heiser says Hanji's send off was the first time Levi said. Do you want to say that?
Seizo Sasageo.
Good job, Lex.
Stumbled a little bit. I got nervous.
But the SP says OVA
Sezu.
viewing party. Ooh, there you go.
Ooh.
Oh, possibly. In the future?
Sezu Sasageo.
So yeah, so do you want to maybe elaborate more on why that one hurt you?
Because for me, I was really thinking about it. And I remember I paused it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I need a moment. And like I mentioned earlier, it's like they look at each other like siblings almost, is how I feel like they view their relationship as more like a sibling bond. And then me, I was in my head and I was like, if I lost my sister, I'd cry. And then I was like, fuck, because like that shit hurts.
Yeah.
Like if I lost like, no, I wouldn't. If I lost like Nate or Abby, I'd like lose my mind. And I was like, the fact that he can just continue on after that, I was like, what the hell?
I think it's all situational too.
He's pretty numb.
Because
that's
so
true.
Much
He's
loss.
been exposed to it.
For Levi and his current role. I mean, there's not much he can do other than just to kind of continue
Suck
going
it up.
forward, and stuff, which is unfortunate, What? I said just suddenly just get Connie out of the picture. Sasha could be my queen.
What?
Interesting. I don't think Connie and Sasha are necessarily a thing. I think that we've actually talked
letting
about
the voices win.
and I think that again, that's very much a brother sister dynamic. I think so. Yeah, that was a tough moment for sure with Hanji's death. Lexi, do you? What was yours? What was the moment that hurt you the most? Seeing Levi lose a certain person.
I agreed with, I can't remember who it was, but yeah, it was Hanji's. Yeah, because, I mean, you guys know how much I love Hanji, so that was tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you?
I talked about Irvin's and I talked about how devastating that was. But, I mean, I'm going to have to agree. Hanji's death was just one of those moments where...
She still went out like herself and everything, too.
Yeah. And again, we're harping on this. We're talking about this. And we understand for some people who haven't watched maybe that specific episode because it isn't dubbed or whatever and stuff. Like we warned you guys about spoilers. For people who haven't seen that moment, I apologize for spoiling that moment.
You should watch it.
The episode has been out for a while. I understand it's not dubbed, but for anybody that's a fan of AOT, I mean, and you're caught up and you're just waiting, you just have to watch it, But man, yeah, that moment, when we talked about what happens after that moment, which kind of was a very touching and it was a crucial moment for me because how those feelings that I was feeling, it bring me peace. Cause I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness, and stuff. And again, and then it makes you sad again, kind of like realizing that when you have people that have been there for you, looking out for you and watching over you this entire time, and then for me, that's kind of even why I cried even in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the moment with Rocket, when for people who haven't seen it, I mean, this is a spoiler, but I'm not going to go ahead and say specific details, but when Rocket realizes that he's had people looking out for him the entire time, telling him that it's not time, that's the moment that got me. You know? That's the one that got me to go ahead and shed some tears, you know?
I actually, my roommate, my old roommate, and one of my closest friends, Kathleen, she had never seen any Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Really?
So for I think it just took 2 days. We watched all of them.
Good.
I rented the third volume and watched it, and that's the second time I'd seen it since it came out, the third volume, and
still hits.
I cried still just as hard, if not harder, than I did in the movies. Like, oh my gosh, and it was so awkward because the room was filled with people, people that lived across the hall.
Really? And
they all came in just to watch that scene and everything, because some of them were like, oh, I haven't seen it. They just came in midway, or some were like, oh, okay, yeah, let's watch it. And me and Kathleen are just sitting on my futon, and I'm just like this because I am literally I have such an ugly cry face going on during a very specific scene. If you guys know, you know. Yeah. And then I'm looking over at Kathleen. I'm like, I know this is your first time seeing it, and I see her, and she's like, why? I'm like, aw. So it does hurt. Got it.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy, if you guys haven't seen it, they're good watches for sure. They're some of my favorite Marvel movies. But we have a question from Josh. Josh asking us, I'm sorry, this is off topic, but did you guys see the My Hero movie that they just announced today? I have not. No.
I looked it up when I
looked it up.
I went over. I went.
Huh? Yeah. I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it.
Today? I don't know.
I have the trailer. Or the little teaser. Not
the teaser. Interesting.
I have 39
and then Kyron mentions that the last episode will break the internet, just like Gear 5, if not bigger. And then Heiss agrees. So Gear 5 is nothing compared to The Last of Us.
I'm sorry.
The Last of Us. To The Last of AOT.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I disagree.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
That's a bit of slander.
Yeah. And then Kyron's Marvel podcast after the end of AOT.
I think it's preference, not slander.
So, hold on. So, what podcast do we have on deck for after Attack to Talk?
Marvel, My Hero, and
My Hero, and One Piece.
One Piece.
Yeah.
It will never end. We're gonna be in our 80s. Are you ready to talk about the next episode of One Piece?
Yeah.
And we're gonna be so in this episode of Skypia.
Yeah, and Zach's gonna be looking like Pixis, and I'm gonna have a full head of hair.
Lady Titan.
And that Marvel podcast would be an awesome idea.
I wouldn't mind a Marvel podcast.
Yeah. So, what's up with the trailer? I don't know. Should we watch it?
It's a teaser.
30 seconds, you said?
Yeah, 40.
Wait, we haven't finished the season.
We haven't finished the season.
Well, the movies are non-canon.
So, okay.
So it's okay if we watch it?
Let me look at it.
So you watch first, and then you let us know if it's okay.
But that's it for the Q&A, guys. Thank you so much for all of your responses. And you guys are all awesome. That's the most responses that we've ever gotten in a Q&A.
Beautiful.
Thank you guys
we love it.
so
love
much
it.
for
Thank
all of
you
your
so
responses.
Much. Obviously, we all care about Levi. We all care about it.
There's nothing spoilery. It's a lot of reused clips from the old movies.
Where we are now seeing this for the
I
first
haven't
time.
watched the most recent one. But
it'll be fine.
Heroes Rising, interesting.
Wait, Heroes Rising.
That's the one you haven't seen.
Yeah, that's the one I have seen.
That's one you have seen?
World Heroes Mission.
Heroes Mission.
So it's just this is a compilation that's showing kind of just all right, different movies coming. Of course, we're playing the song. Just the movie.
That's just what it's called? Just the movie?
The movie.
Wow, I wish I could read that. That's crazy.
Wow, it's crazy.
Okay, interesting. So Josh said it's just an announcement. Yeah,
just an announcement.
That's exactly what he said. It's just guys see the My Hero movie that they announced. So it wasn't necessarily he said a teaser. So again, to clarify, Josh didn't tell us that it was a trailer.
My Hero.
Said an announcement.
The movie.
There's 3 movies already.
This is gonna be the third. Wait.
No, this is the 4th movie.
No, I've only seen 2.
Yeah,
I've seen 2. Yeah. I've seen the Spy one. I've seen Heroes Rising.
I haven't seen the most recent one. I haven't seen.
Yeah, I don't think
What's the World Mission one?
I don't know.
That's one where they had. I just know that they're in there.
You let us know if you guys watch those movies. Do you like them? Do you like
a lot of people on
My
Twitter
Hero movies?
were going crazy about their new costumes or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's when they got winter costumes and stuff, and they whatever.
I'm gonna see if it's on Crunchyroll.
Heiss says this isn't live action. All caps. Yeah, no, this isn't live action. Awesome. Again, thank you guys so much for the Q&A responses.
Look out on our Instagram story at Attack the Talk podcast.
Incredible.
Every week. Friday,
good responses. A lot of people agree with other people and stuff. Incredible. Is there any other losses that we missed that Levi suffered that maybe, was tough on people?
I don't think there's any.
Him living.
Him
existing is kind of tough.
Did he lose his horse?
Yeah, he did.
How did he lose his horse? Do you remember? Don't worry,
I can't remember if it was Bystanders or if it
we
was
forgive
like
you this time. Just don't miss anymore. Okay. Just remember, SB. Well, the Q&As are usually Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fridays, and then Saturdays are the polls. Yeah. Levi losing his horse was a toughie, for sure.
The one thing that's been by his side.
Yeah. Any other losses we missed? There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot. We talked about Kenny. We talked about his squad.
Mom.
We talked about his squad.
Oh, it's the movie about All Might's past.
Sasha. Sasha. Yeah.
I thought that was Heroes Rising.
Guy gets one for all.
No, Heroes Rising is when they're.
I remember that movie. I remember when Bakugo.
But there's one where
the power.
They go into his past and they have that one dude.
He's like over in America, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the first movie. That's the spy movie.
Okay. So then they're talking about All Might again?
Yeah.
Talking about his past again.
Interesting.
Jinx, you owe me not drinking your soda.
You always say jinx, but we're not saying it at the same time.
We did.
No,
we just said interesting at the same time.
No. Mine's always just a,
you have the headphones
hint.
on, man, and you're still.
Mine's always just a hint earlier.
Right. Anyways, moving on to the poll because we are now.
This is for Lex.
We are now an hour and 20 minutes into the podcast.
I'm tripping.
And? Do you have somewhere to be?
No, I'm just really tired.
Oh my god!
I'm literally falling asleep over here. We haven't even started yet.
Wow. You guys, we need to bring the energy up because somebody over here sitting to my left is just like getting tired, getting the heavy eyes and stuff.
We haven't even started.
Shame.
AJ, ask me how I'm feeling. AJ, ask me how I'm feeling.
Shame.
AJ.
Zach, how the hell are you?
Damn.
It's.
Tell me.
Fire up!
Yeah.
Whoa!
How are you, Lex?
Annoyed now.
Oh my god.
Dear Lord.
Wow.
I haven't had very much energy lately.
Shame. Wow.
Shame.
Well, for everybody else that's fired up, thank you so much. All right, Lex. Let's just get through the poll question for you. All right. What do we got to talk about?
Last week we asked you guys, besides Astoria, who can punch Levi and get away with it?
What I learned in boarding school is.
Who can punch Levi and get away with it? Interesting. Who do we have?
The options are Aaron, Mikasa, Irvin, and Hanji.
Do it.
I'm going to pretend I didn't read that.
Do it.
Aaron, Mikasa,
Loud.
Irvin, and Hanji.
Ooh, interesting. So we have
Bat.
We'll talk about your question. Let's just go. We're gonna get through the poll first, since Lexi so quickly wants to go ahead and speed up the episode, speed up this stream. So what do we got, Lex?
Starting from lowest voted to most voted, we have lowest voted is Aaron at 10%.
Aaron 10%, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm surprised he got any votes at all.
Why? Why do we think?
Because Levi would smack the shit out of him.
Yeah, it would just be such a form of disrespect if somebody like Aaron were to go ahead and punch Levi, right? Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and let's talk about what we mean by punch. Do we mean like in a physical altercation, like he punches him, or we're talking about like a playful punch?
What
are we thinking of?
I think we're thinking the same thing as
Historia got away with doing the little. Yeah.
Well, to Historia, she didn't want it to be playful.
Context.
Okay, how Historia was like literally like I'm gonna punch you and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And it was the most aggressive, gentle punch, just like.
Yeah.
The intent was there, the power wasn't.
Okay, interesting. So.
Because we have seen Aaron.
Levi would lose the season 4 Aaron, yeah.
And we have seen Aaron try to punch Levi, and he got his ass handed.
True. Look what Levi did to. Yeah, that's what you just mentioned, right, Lex? About the court. Yeah.
Well,
granted.
Well, that too, but I was talking about the whole decision between Armin and Irvin.
Yeah. True.
when Aaron ended with just a couple teeth.
Would that battle be like Aaron beating the shit out of Armin?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that video.
Would it play out like
I'm
that?
sorry, I can't stop thinking
Stop
about
with the Taco Bell freaking
when he
bell.
punches Armin in the gut, all you hear is the Taco Bell. Dong.
Yeah. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
God, I haven't had Taco Bell in a while. I'm gonna eat Taco Bell today.
Nice. There you
Taco Bell.
go.
I haven't had it in a while.
Okay.
Treat myself.
So what percentage do we give Aaron again?
10.
10%. Interesting. Okay. But
I think
I
it should
agree.
be
I agree
0.
with all our friends here that Aaron should be the least voted here because it would just be such a form of disrespect, and Levi again would beat the shit out of Aaron.
I love how. Where was it? Damn, y'all be typing a lot. I get lost.
Oh,
there we go.
bodied.
I repent saying Levi abuses Aaron's regeneration. Oh, 100%. Just
Yeah.
Levi being like, my hand's going, never mind, it's gone.
Yeah, it'd be interesting for sure.
I'm so mad at you. Chops off limb.
I'm gonna just enjoy this, and I'm gonna cut off each finger.
He
I think Aaron-
wouldn't be as careful like to not kill him when he's beating it up because it's just like, oh no, you'll regenerate.
Just leave him on the brink of death as just this steamy like pile of shit.
Yeah, no, literally.
Like he literally just
Jinx, you want me not drinking your soda?
that was to you.
I
That
brought a
was to you.
Gatorade today.
Lucky for me.
Yeah.
Me, I got the Gatorade. I'm gonna get a Baja Blast free on a soda. It's an icy.
But yeah, that would be again, form of disrespect for sure.
Aaron should have gotten 0%.
Okay, who do we got at third?
You mean? Oh yeah, third. Yeah, you second to last.
Who do we got as the second to last?
Mikasa at 12%.
Mikasa. Wow.
Only 2% more than Aaron.
Why?
Ackerman. He goes, we're family. I can do whatever I want to.
Yeah. Why?
I think it's because they're not as close. There has to be like a
There has to be like a relationship where you can joke around with each other, right?
Kind of like a mutual relationship, mutual.
Can you just imagine Mikasa out of nowhere just being so quiet, whatever, this and that, and then suddenly just like, boom, or whatever
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
I feel like Levi would just be stunned. He'd be like, huh?
Yeah. Levi would be spewing
You
like,
of all people made that mistake.
You have no idea how long I've wanted to do this.
and he just go ahead and just start
Yeah.
like, going back at her. Because we know that he gets so annoyed with Mikasa constantly protecting it and
constantly wanting to be with Aaron.
putting her own life at risk for Aaron.
Just being like, bro.
Yeah. But Josh says Mikasa's always wanted to hit Levi,
Yeah.
but forced Historia to hit him.
Yeah, the whole,
she
when
was
you're
living
queen, you should hit him.
vicariously through Historia. That's why
Yeah.
she was the only one smirking. Everybody else was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, did she really
Like,
just do
hit
that?"
him. Make sure it's really good.
And Mikasa's just like, yeah.
She planted that seed.
No, she
for
really
sure.
did.
Which again, I talked about it where Historia deserved to punch Levi.
Yeah.
Because if you read the manga, like she was literally getting choked out by Levi.
Yeah, she was literally
Like
getting
he's like
abused.
literally like choking the shit out of her. He's like, "You're gonna become the queen, whether you like it or not." And this and
Yeah.
that, not even give me the choice.
Yeah, just like you.
I was
were
like,
gonna be.
okay, interesting.
So yeah, I think that punch was very much worthy.
Yes.
But that's who second to last, aka third.
Uh-huh.
And next is with
think we know.
37%,
It's our guy, right?
Hanji.
Hanji?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which means that the most voted is Irvin at 41%.
Wow. I agreed with everybody so far up until this. Wow. I think that the top should be Hanji. Interesting.
I agree with you.
Wow.
I feel like Hanji should be at the top only if it's considered like a completely playful punch.
Yeah.
Because you know that she'd just be like, ah!
Yeah.
And she'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot how small you are.
That's what I'm like. I feel like they have
Okay,
a
but how would it play out?
relationship.
How would it play out though with Irvin?
Everyone doesn't have an arm. How's he gonna punch him?
No, he has one. He's got one.
He's got one. Wow.
I just wanted to make that.
We'll just
joke.
slap him with his.
with one arm. That's how I feel it would be. Everyone would be holding something and just be like,
You know
sleeve
what?
slap. Levi, I feel like Levi would just look at everyone and be like,
See, even Josh
I
says
heard,
that.
yeah, Josh says Irvin would get
Irvin
away
would
with
get
it because
he's handicapped. Wow. Yeah. I
Okay.
guess.
Levi would make an arm joke. He'd be like, I want to see you do that with your other hand.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it makes sense. But I still feel like Hanji should be the top voter.
I feel like Hanji should be the top one.
How close was it again?
Irvin was 41 and Hanji was 37.
Okay. So it was close.
So pretty close. Pretty close.
Interesting.
So
All
was
right.
so was Aaron and Mikasa though.
Okay.
But
Before we go ahead and kind of talk about this or give our kind of thoughts on it, I do want to quickly get to Bat's question where it goes back to talking about a potential live action movie of My Hero, and Bat wants to know, who do we think would play All Might or Deku?
John Cena, All Might.
John Cena, All Might? That's an interesting one. And then about Deku?
Timothy Chalamet, I don't know.
Ugh, that's gross.
But he's a whiny little string bean that fits Deku's character in the beginning. I love this.
It has to be somebody young, though, right?
Get buff.
I would love to see Timothy Chalamet get buff.
The person for me back in the day, we know that he is
no, I think Deku should
older
be
now.
Ice Cube.
The idea of Tom Holland, was really interesting, but he's much older now, you know. And
Tom Holland takes back shots.
As he should. Go off, Tom Holland.
All Might that's an interesting thing because
you can't.
How are you doing Small Might? Is it somebody else or is it John Cena mocap as a?
It's got to be
person?
like some weird.
I feel like
it's got to
like
be like they got to
mocap.
like deep fake John Cena's face onto a scrawny guy's body.
Like they did with Chris Evans
Yeah.
as Captain America.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think Chris Evans would be a good All Might though.
No.
No, he's
I'm
just
just talking
saying,
about
like-
what they did.
I understand what you're saying, but like I thought about it. The second you said Chris Evans, I was like Chris Evans, and I was like, no. I think John Cena would be a amazing All Might.
People were saying like The Rock and stuff. And I was
Yeah,
like,
No.
I don't know. I would like to see somebody just that we haven't necessarily really
That isn't super
heard
popular.
of, you know, that isn't super popular. Exactly, yeah.
my favorite.
I do want to say in terms of Deku that there was a name attached to the
Samuel
live action. No, that would be really wrong. I thought that would be interesting.
No, you don't want to see
Samuel L.
Deku call
Jackson
everyone a
as
fucker.
My Hero Academia, or as Deku.
As Deku.
No, as the whole anime.
Yeah.
Yes.
The narrator, that'd be cool.
He's an
like Morgan Freeman.
Oh
like
no!
God
What
of
if
Bruce
he
Almighty.
was? What if Samuel L. Jackson was Deku's thoughts?
Yeah.
Like that would be
That'd be
interesting.
amazing. Because in the manga, Deku's
Just be
pretty,
Deku muttering,
Deku's
and then
pretty
you would have
violent.
Deku in his thoughts be like "mother" or something, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, we love it.
What the scene we
see
were
it, guys.
practicing when Deku's having his little internal struggle about fighting Muscular?
Yeah.
It's like Deku, and then all you hear is
Samuel
"Don't back
Jackson.
down, bitch."
Samuel Jackson would be great. Yeah.
See, you
Samuel
guys laugh.
as Ochako.
That'd be great.
No, but I was gonna say though
No,
that the
Samuel
name
Jackson
attaches.
as
Invisible
as
Girl.
Mineta.
Samuel Jackson is that'd be an interesting casting for sure. But for anybody who has seen Gotham, the person who's playing Batman, young Batman, I guess Bruce Wayne or whatever, that actor is I guess attached to the role of Deku. So yeah, don't know his name.
Interesting,
but, yeah.
interesting.
But again, it's a younger actor and it makes sense. You know.
There's this like
I can't
more
get John Cena
popular
on that.
young actor that he played young Elvis, and he's playing someone else in a movie. I don't remember what it is.
You know, I think
but
it'd be
it's
a
the
good
same
Deku.
kid.
I think what's his name? Finn Wolfhard? What the
Finn Wolfhard?
kid? Huh?
Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah,
that's
from Stranger Things.
kid?
Yeah. Again, he's just
He's getting
He's getting up
like
there.
20.
he's getting up there in age.
Yeah, but
You
he
know?
still looks like a damn toddler. He looks like
So-
a
so
little-
does
he's
Noah
stretched out
Schnapp.
though. He's stretched out though.
So does Noah Schnapp.
You know, he's super tall now, and he's just super thin. You know, and he just doesn't. Yeah, I agree. Josh says I don't want anyone popular.
Yeah,
I mean, I
same.
think it's just somebody who's
I'm
going to
just
be
saying who
known
I
for
think
being
I could
Deku.
see
It would
as the
take me
character.
away from like the story.
Yeah.
Whenever people just hire just like known faces, I'm like, here we have John Cena.
Yeah. This is interesting though. This is a
I
good
can't
question,
see him.
John Cena as All Might, I feel like that would actually.
Because I'm trying to think about him like being Peacemaker in
Just PG Peacemaker.
Peacemaker wasn't he the villain?
though. Well, it depends on what you're watching. Are you watching
Yeah.
Peacemaker the series? And no. But if you're watching Suicide Squad,
Suicide Squad.
then yeah.
Yeah.
John Cena
Interesting.
played Fred's dad in the Fred movie. John Cena can do anything.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that character, Fred.
Warwick Davis.
Interesting. Homelander
as All Might.
Wow.
Would kind of go crazy because
That
I
would
feel
be.
I see like
That's such a
oh
change.
gosh, what's his name? Who plays Homelander? What's his name?
Oh my God, Warwick Davis.
I don't know. Anthony something.
Oh yeah,
Anthony Starr.
Anthony Starr. That's what it is. I've seen like clips of interviews with him, and I'm like, that's just Homelander. Like, there's no Anthony Starr.
He looks
in him.
so
That's
psychopathic,
all
and
Homelander.
he's just later like he's like during questions or whatever and stuff. You see him and his body language. He just like
he just has the face of a manipulator, and I can't get that out of my brain.
The thing is, they hired him just because he is Homelander, not because he play Homelander.
Yeah.
No, he actually is. He's not acting.
They're like, he's racist, he hates everybody, and he just likes to kill people. Bring him on board. He was in an insane asylum. Bring him on board.
beautiful. Yeah.
But good on him. He plays that very, very well.
He does. Yeah.
He has a face that just looks uncanny. He's got like a CGI face, but it's real.
Yeah.
You know who I wouldn't mind seeing as Aizawa?
Who?
AJ,
Well, yes,
you.
but what's his? I don't remember his name. The guy who plays
Johnny Depp.
Butcher.
Oh wow. Paul Urban.
Is his last name Irvin?
Urban.
Oh, Urban. I was
Yeah.
like, that
Urban.
was
Yeah, Heisey
right.
agrees. Heisey says me. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carl.
But AJ's Shiggy.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
AJ's gonna play everyone actually.
AJ is the.
It's like it
cast.
turns into one of those like Medea movies or like
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy or whatever and stuff.
Yeah,
or
where
even,
they play their
everybody.
whole family or they play everyone. You're
Yeah.
gonna be everyone.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be
Warwick Davis as Gran Torino. Do you guys know who Warwick Davis is?
I don't know. What does it
do
look
not.
like?
Tiny man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that'd be good then.
Interesting.
Zach.
I
is
think Zach
Bakugo.
likes that. Zach is Bakugo.
Shut up, you cannon fodder. Annoying.
Yeah, that'd be
Extras.
interesting, yeah. So very quickly back to the poll question though. I do want to say though that
Here we go.
Kyron mentioned, did Irvin have one arm when he stared down the armor titan on the wall?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too
Yeah.
because yeah.
Because we haven't gotten to the Beast Titan yet, and his arm's already gone. So yeah.
Was it? Yeah, it was because he was. Damn, was he? I'm trying to remember the events and how it played out.
Well, his arm is already gone. His arm got bitten off in season
I'm
2.
thinking of the moment of when was it Annie in the walls battling Eren? Remember, Annie comes like flying. She goes crashing over, and she's like getting close to Irvin, and
Oh yeah,
Irvin's
and he
just
doesn't,
standing
he
there.
doesn't react. Yeah, he still
he's
has
just
his arm
standing
there.
Yeah. So I was thinking of something different. But we Armored Titan, and yeah.
But thank you guys for voting on our poll. Check out for the poll every Saturday on Attack the Talk podcast. Thank you guys for all your votes.
Yes, thank you guys.
Even
so
though
much.
AJ might not agree with it, thank you guys for all your votes.
But guess what?
The
It's
people have
okay.
spoken.
It's okay if I don't agree.
You know what, AJ? I'm with you on this one, buddy.
Yeah.
The
See?
people have spoken.
We don't have to agree. Obviously, Lexi agrees with you guys, right? You agree?
I don't know.
Lexi's all out of thoughts.
I just don't think.
Lexi's tired. She's ready to go night night, and yeah.
Yeah,
Is Mimi's time?
it's always Mimi's time.
All right. So then, what Lexi's gonna do? She's gonna go ahead and recap what we talked about last week. So what did we talk about, Lex?
Historia's queen.
Yes.
She punched Levi. We talked about that.
Yes.
And Aaron. I'm confusing it with this episode right now.
No.
And Aaron. Nope, that happens in this episode.
We talked about a certain cowboy.
Oh yeah, Kenny died, and revealed
Kenny's
that
dead.
he is the uncle of Levi.
He is the
and
uncle.
he gave the syringe to
Yeah,
Levi.
the syringe to Levi. Yeah. Historia's queen. We know that send the punch and stuff like that. I went through a spiral and
Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole Aaron is the father spiral. You'll see.
Yes.
You'll see that again.
Yes, for sure. Beautiful, yeah. So now we're gonna go ahead and continue on. And this again, guys, this is season 3, episode 11. This is Bystanders. This is part 1. Here we go. You guys ready?
Aye, sir.
Yes.
I thought that was your bottle for a second. I was like, dude, you need some W.
Kyron wants to see a Levi versus Irvin fight now.
Levi wins. Levi smacks the floor with Irvin at 10 out of 10 times. I'm sorry.
Okay, what if it's how we see Levi now against Irvin without his arm?
Levi now
Yes.
and Irvin without his arm.
Yes.
Levi wipes
still?
the floor.
Okay.
I'm sorry. If it's a one-on-one fight, I think Levi wipes the floor with 99% of the AOT universe.
See, we got our friends saying that
No ODM though?
no ODM. Wow, interesting.
Still
'cause
Levi.
Josh
Levi grew
says
up in the
Irvin
slums.
body slammed Levi in the OVAs. Interesting. SB agrees. Still Levi. Heisey wants to see Levi versus Mikasa. No, I want to see Mikasa versus Annie. Actually, because Annie would just turn. Maybe if it was just purely combat, and see how they battle it out. You know, no steroids.
No Titans.
Steroids.
No Titans. Irvin is like 4 times his size.
And Levi's a slick little dude who grew up in the underground.
Hey, you don't want to fight some slimy.
Yeah, Levi's scrappy for
slimy
sure.
little thing.
If it was a no holds bar fight,
Mikasa's
Levi
the
would
strongest.
fight dirty, and you know it. And I feel like Irwin has too much pride to fight dirty, especially if it's against Levi. I feel like Levi just fully takes advantage of him and his kindness.
Interesting. That's because as long as Eren isn't around, Mikasa wins.
Yeah, true.
I agree with
You could
that.
just
I
be
agree
like-
with that.
We're banishing Eren if you beat me. Like,
Yeah.
Then I'm not beating
I agree with that. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to start this episode now. So the episode begins as we see a determined Historia yelling out and chasing.
Yeah? Hey! You get back here!
Historia.
That was not Historia, but
No,
yeah.
Historia then can be seen on a large farm, running after some kids, as Jean, Armin, and Eren watch from afar. Jean says sarcastically,
Nice place or palace.
Yeah.
"Nice
We're doing
palace."
so
yeah.
good.
Nice palace.
Yes. We see that Historia got her hands on the 2 boys, as she can be heard saying,
Don't you run from me!
and Armin responds to Jean, "Yeah, she's not exactly regal." Jean now says,
Well, it's only been 2 months since she was crowned, but it seems like she'd rather run an orphanage than a kingdom.
and Armin asks, "Have you heard the name? Have you heard the new name that people came up with for her?" And then we see Historia scolding the 2 boys. They call her the cattle farming goddess. I think it's a term of endearment. Jean responds.
Not the first time she's been called a goddess.
And Jean now says teasingly as he side-eyes Eren,
You know, if this keeps up, no one's gonna remember that chump who plugged up the wall in Throst.
and Eren stays very focused and very serious. This is part of why Historia agreed to become queen in the first place, so she could do all this. And Armin asks, "Do what?" Eren explains, as Mikasa watches other orphans tease Connie and Sasha. She went from the underground to the edge of the walls and saved all the orphans and the needy that she could find. She got the captain into it, since he grew up underground. When she sees someone crying and saying that no one needs them, she has to prove them wrong. She told me that she needs them to be okay. And Historia now walks up to Eren, Armin, and Jean and scolds them. You're doing great, Lex.
I didn't. My name isn't there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you wanna ease me in again?
Historia now walks to Eren and Armin and Jean and scolds them.
Slacking off again, huh? It's getting dark, you know.
The scene changes as we see now that Historia and the others are now working, carrying supplies and materials. Jean, not a fan of this new Historia, tells Armin quietly,
Power changed her. She reminds me of my mother now.
and Armin responds quietly, "Gods can be cruel." Behind Armin and Jean, we see Eren and Historia walking together. Historia tells Eren.
So you're practicing hardening. I hear it's going well.
Eren responds, "It is. But we need to hurry before they come back." Historia takes in Eren's serious tone, lowers her head, and asks, worried,
What would you do if you found Rhina and Bertold and had to face them again?
Eren, still very serious, pauses as he thinks for a moment. "I guess I'd have to kill them. No choice." Historia now pauses as they continue walking together. She still seems concerned and then says,
I hope we find out soon about this world and how it became like this. After all that we've done, I don't want to end up with any regrets.
They both watch kids laughing as they play in the open field.
Even the kids from the underground have been smiling lately.
Historia now has a little smile on her face as Eren watches curiously.
I refuse to think this was the wrong choice.
Eren is no longer so serious as he says, encouragingly, "Yeah, you're doing good things here." Historia blushes momentarily as she hides her face.
I wasn't...
But Aaron continues, "Which is funny, considering how you said that humanity should get wiped out." And Historia, her blush quickly fades away as she tries to explain herself.
Oh, come on. I got carried away.
But then Historia and Aaron both stop as someone interrupts and stands directly in front of the both of them. What Aaron and Historia both see is a strange look on Mikasa's face. Her demeanor, very different than usual. It can only be described as a heartbroken, jealous expression of intimidation. The wind passes through Mikasa's hair as she just stares. Historia senses the tension as she awkwardly giggles. Aaron, on the other hand, bluntly asks, "What is it?" A very serious Mikasa answers,
"Give me those."
As she takes the sack of rice out of Aaron's hands. Mikasa places them on her shoulder, and Aaron is very confused. Mikasa continues her serious tone as she tells Aaron,
"You need to rest between experiments."
A nervous Historia answers.
That's true. Sorry, Mikasa."
Aaron now becomes annoyed with Mikasa. "Hey, stop treating me like a feeble old man, will ya?" Then Mikasa and Historia now walk away from Aaron.
All right, is it time for you to spiral now?
Do you guys see what I mean?
You know what? Coming from someone who used to once tell me that my idea was a bad idea and that my theory, you were like, I could never see it. It's nice to see you come around.
But what have I been saying? The details are there, right? I can't deny what I'm seeing. And maybe it is what SB mentioned last week, and I think that is the narrative and the perspective that maybe Hisayama wants us to think, and then maybe there's going to be kind of a sudden change, or maybe it's something where it's just, again, that's not going to be the case, whatever. But I can't deny kind of like the little signs and stuff, you know? And
especially now that you're looking for it.
And now that I'm like, okay, like maybe I'm just crazy. But then I see this, you know, and it's like interesting, right? So I very quickly want to go ahead and kind of talk about this, right? Because one, we see from the beginning here, the Historia now, she is not embracing that queen kind of role and just staying in a castle, staying at, you know, Walsina and staying at the capital, whatever. And fashionable part, you are very late, and we're not going to completely, you know, we're just going to disregard your question because you weren't here at the beginning. Okay, how about that fashionable part? Huh? Talk about fashionably late. Huh? If you were here at the beginning, maybe I would think about your chat here.
You're like 2 hours late, man.
You're so late, dude. God, show some respect to us. If you're going to try to go and give us an offer, promotion, God. Anyways.
Side note, if any of our loyal listeners are late, you will be... You're fine. You guys. AJ will not roast
you're
you.
Fine. You're fine. No, this is the first time we hear of fashionable, and they don't even take the time to go ahead and see us at the beginning. Anyways. So yeah, Historia, she doesn't want to go ahead and just be that kind of queen that's sitting on a throne and just telling people what to do or whatever, having people go ahead and work for her. No, she's very much hands-on. She's here. She understands what she wants to do. And she wants to go ahead and make a better life for the kids that are stuck in the underground, right? She wants to go ahead, and we see that maybe that this orphanage here over in this farm, maybe we don't get answers here, at least in this episode, this specific episode, but we understand that the Rice family has a farm, and maybe she turned this farm into this orphanage. True. You know, we understand that this is something that is
cattle farming goddess.
Exactly, and we understand here that this is something that they are just starting to maybe organize and establish, because the group here that we see from our scouts that are our Levi squad, they are carrying supplies, they're carrying materials, they're carrying food, they're trying to, I would imagine, supply this orphanage and get it up and running. Right, these kids right now are kind of just there running and having fun, you know. But yeah. Historia is such a different person here, because we see that she's very, she's not intimidated. She's not going to go ahead and hold her tongue. She's a lot more
open and comfortable.
She's very, very open and comfortable, and she's going to go ahead and even from just lines like...
She knows she has the power.
Like, well, yeah, exactly. So the thing is, she does have the power, so maybe she does know, and you know, just that, what are they going to do? They're going to go ahead and act against her. Like, that's treason, right? Mm-hmm. But anyway, so then we see even how she's talking to some of our people that we're familiar with, you know? Like, she's kind of joking with them, you know, and telling him like, if I could find it, that she pretty much is telling them to get to work. I'm trying to find the exact line or whatever and stuff. Pretty much like slacking off, huh? Mm-hmm. But anyways, so yeah, she's very, very confident in herself, which is really, really cool to see. One thing we find out, I think, from Armin is that that at this point, no, Jean says that it's been 2 months.
Yeah.
Since, you know, she was crowned, which is pretty crazy.
And John literally goes, the power changed her. She reminds me of my mother.
Yeah, you know, yeah. But this is pretty crazy.
She did
because
always have a very like motherly kind of instinct to her.
Yeah,
but that was more of like a motherly.
But now she has power.
Instinct. Now this is like motherly authority instinct.
Now she's able to scold. She's got power now and confidence.
Yeah,
she punched Levi and got away with it.
Yeah, not a lot of people can say that they've done that.
Treason.
She lived to tell the tale.
But here's the thing, though, right? 2 months. One thing that we forgot to talk about in recap was something that happened at the end of last week's episode. And that is Zeke beat the shit out of Rhina.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because Zeke wants to stay there and wait for the coordinate, which is Eren, right? Rhina wanted to go home. He wanted to leave Annie.
Said, I don't like this camping trip anymore.
He wanted to leave, and then he's like, all right, you want to leave? I'll tell you what.
That's too damn bad.
Shout out to Holes. But yeah, you know, so they're waiting there, and it's been 2 months. Mm-hmm. Damn, like they're coming up with a pretty legit strategy themselves.
Imagine Rhino getting his shit kicked out of him every fucking day.
Yeah, every day. Yeah.
Peek's just watching in the background, just like crawling around. Like, I'm in pain.
Peek is staying in her cart form for sure. But yeah, so it's been 2 months, right? And then so when they get put to work, I should say, they're going and they're helping out, right, and stuff. And then obviously Jean and Armin are having their own conversation. You know, they're kind of like, yeah, I don't know, I don't really like this person. And even like Armin's like, yeah, well, power, you know, whatever can change people, blah, blah, blah. And then let's get to Historia and Eren. They're obviously
madly in love.
They're talking like, you know, they've obviously they have gone through the rings together and stuff, you know. They have experienced, you know, just that whole situation of getting captured, right, by Rod Rice and the interior police and the anti-personnel control squad. And
yes, that.
And then it's like, I like the conversation that they're kind of having, at least with the story. She's trying to go ahead and talk to Eren as just like, you know, a normal kind of conversation and stuff. You know, she's bringing up the training and stuff like that. You know, it seems like she's genuinely kind of, you know, almost invested in terms of like wanting to know how Eren's doing and stuff, you know, because again, they have that kind of common, they have the similarities of just like understanding that they've been through some shit, you know? And so you could tell now they kind of like maybe because they've both experienced it together that maybe they're kind of like looking out for each other, right? She's kind of asking like, hey, like how's the training? How's the training going? But Eren being this very now different person, staying very serious.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? He just kind of has this tone about it to where even the story's kind of like, oh, okay. And so she's kind of like her whole demeanor changes, you know? Mm-hmm. But then once Eren shows some encouragement, what does Historia do?
She gets all blushed.
She goes and she's like, oh,
she's like, no, that I wasn't. That's not what I meant.
She kind of like hides her face and stuff like that, you know? And so I'm like, interesting. Are the feelings there? Don't know. Again, now that my mind is kind of like to the point where
you're actively looking for it.
Yeah. So again, it's just it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But can we talk about Mikasa?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the moment? Can we talk about the obvious jealousy that she has?
Yeah.
And that only is further proof that something's going on.
She sensed the vibes. She was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Wait, what is that?
You should be resting.
Did Historia just blush? Oh, hell no.
Are they giggling together?
Hell
my Jaeger senses are tingling.
Oh my gosh. And she goes out there and all she does is literally just stand right in front of them. Right? And then she just gives him this look of like, what the hell's going on? I picture her like in her mind, like she's telling Historia, bitch, what are you doing talking to him?
I know.
And then
step away from him.
To Eren, it's like, what are you doing? You know? And the fact that she all of a sudden, like, what is her response to Eren? She like, give me that, and takes away the the supplies from his hands. He has like 3 like sacks of like rice or whatever. She goes and she puts them over, hoists them over on her shoulder. You know, she's telling him you should be resting in between experiments, stuff like that. You know, now kind of scolding him or whatever and stuff. You know,
Right.
and
talking to my man.
but then what does Historia do? She realizes, oh damn, I can't mess with this girl. She's like, hey, yeah. She even apologizes to Mikasa. Yeah, sorry, or whatever. You know, and
He goes, "That's true. Sorry."
yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
So sorry. And she's literally the queen.
but I love Eren and his just like how he's naive, right, to at least Mikasa and her feelings or whatever and stuff. You know,
She responds like a little kid.
he literally is like, what is it? Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
You know,
What's going
like
on?
not even really putting 2 and 2 together, you know?
Yeah.
Which again, that I guess that kind of goes against maybe my argument of Eren and Historia, right?
But he could also be naive to Mikasa being jealous. He could be naive to being like, oh, Mikasa feels that way.
Maybe.
Because he
I
had
don't
to
know.
ask her in season 4.
Yeah. What's up, Robin?
Hello, Robin Addict fan.
Hi,
cute.
Robin.
Robin, do you love Frankie? Please tell us. Zach wants to know. Zach thinks that you do. I don't think you do, but maybe you do.
Huh?
Robin and Frankie.
Oh.
What do you mean? Huh?
Even I got that.
Yeah. You had
No,
to process
I
that
wasn't
one?
thinking it because this is the Robin that lives with Nate.
Yes, but she is an addict fan, and she can tell us if Robin. See, she doesn't know, which means that look, if she's an addict fan,
Robin.
no, yeah,
Robin.
whoa.
One Piece.
Whoa.
Robin and Frankie. Just say yes.
You don't have to say yes. We want to know. Actually, what we're talking about here, if you're a fan of Attack on Titan, is Eren the father? Is Eren the father?
Maybe.
Is there something between Eren and Historia? The world wants to know. We're speculating here. We don't know. Never seen One Piece.
That's right.
Interesting.
Go watch it. Go watch it.
But yeah,
Make
anyway,
Nate
so
sit
then
with you.
I think that there's something there, and who knows? We have a 2 months time span here. Who knows what happened in those 2 months? Who knows? They have again, they have history of being stuck in the underground and stuff, you know, and I can't help but again mention that like they've gone through that together. They've survived that together. Maybe you start thinking about somebody a little bit differently, right? And then who knows? I talked
You
about again
have a
with
baby.
Eren and how he wants the power for his family. How do you do that? He
You
needs the
have a
full
family.
power
You
of
marry
using.
rich.
Well,
You
no,
marry rich.
You marry into royalty.
Same shit.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but in terms of Attack on Titan here, right?
You marry
like in
into
order for
royalty,
him,
yeah.
in order for him to use the coordinate to its full capacity, right? He needs royal blood. So he's like, hold on, if I'm gonna go ahead and keep the power in my family, right, and pass it down, right? This is all speculation. For all I know, Eren is like, fuck everybody else. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this founding Titan to the end, and nobody's gonna use it after this, after me. Who knows? But anyways, you know, it's like
It could be like
It just makes
contingency
sense.
plan, like a backup plan.
yeah, it just makes sense. And the fact that you went ahead and you found something that has Eren explaining about going to Marley to Historia and telling her this is what's going to happen, right? Like, again, he didn't have to tell her that information. You know, he didn't have to. Eren keeps at least a lot of this information close to the chest, and he only tells those that he can trust, right? Which unfortunately is Flock, you know?
Goddamn Flock.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to spiral again. I don't want to go and spiral again. But again, this is kind of another thing that we see here where we're like, okay, Mikasa is jealous for a reason, baby.
Thank you, Robin Addict fan.
She knew. She knew that, hey, there's something going on
felt
there.
it. She
What's going on?
sensed-
And if she felt it then, that means that she was kind of aware
That
of it.
means
Keeping
that
a
it's
close
happened
eye.
before.
She's keeping a close eye, which means, again, 2 months have passed. She's probably like, hold on, whoa. These two are getting a little too close. You know? Like, I don't know. How do you take away the conversation? I want to ask from Lex. Are you on the fence? How do you take away from the conversation? What you saw,
feel
the
like-
episode that you saw.
Especially the way that you described it in the notes from the episode I saw, it does look very suggestive that there is some kind of flirting going on, but also I don't think Eren is meaning to flirt. I think that Historia is taking it in like a maybe not flirtatious way. She's taking it in like a,
I
oh my
think
God,
that-
compliments. I can't handle compliments way.
I think that she cares.
And I think Mikasa is just caring way too much about, like, obviously we know how much she cares about Eren. But I think that Mikasa might just be like, bro.
But is Mikasa
Back
like
off.
this? Is Mikasa like this with any other girl?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that Mikasa cares too much about Historia specifically because it's more of just like a bro back off kind of thing.
Okay.
Like you're supposed to
But
be my
it is-
homegirl, and you know that that's my man.
Yeah, it is very
But what I'm trying to go ahead and ask though is that have we seen? Obviously, we haven't seen Mikasa act this kind of way because this is the first time we see her really in this kind of jealous kind of element, right? At least from what I can remember. But it's like for any other girl, say Sasha is having a conversation with Eren. Do we think Mikasa's?
Sasha's too naive to even.
Do we think Mikasa's going to go and act the same?
But that's what we're trying to get across is Mikasa's threatened by.
Historia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you agree that there is
we're all
something there, right?
agreeing here.
We're all
I'm
agreeing?
agreeing that it's suggestive. Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Robin Attic says, I only seen the anime, which is this. We were talking about the anime, and she goes, I thought it was like people in the military wanting her to have a child because they didn't like the Jaeger's plan. Yeah, so here's the thing. The story, right, they tell you with Mikasa, with Historia, I'm sorry, being
what they
pregnant,
want you to think.
is that she got pregnant by somebody from her history, a farmer, right? A farmer, which, he's a farmer at this point, but he was a kid who was teasing Historia as a child, blah, 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 whatever, when they both were kids. And then the thing is, we never see who the hell this farmer is.
Yeah.
Which, again, I can't help but think that, okay, the fact that we don't know who the hell this is, the fact that we don't even see his face, we only see him from afar working on the farm, we're not supposed to know who the hell he is. Because he's a fucking cover story,
Right.
He is a cover.
Eren fucking did the damn thing.
Whereas Eren is like telling Historia, look, babe, I'm going to go over here, cause some
I don't
shit.
think he said babe.
I'm going to cause some shit. You stay safe over here. I'll be back with some power. And the fact that we don't see Historia,
I'll kill you if you don't have my baby.
yeah, that sounds like something Eren would say at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't want to picture that in my.
We don't see Historia for a good while, which makes me think that she's going to be a big part of the end, right? She's going to be something where it's like all of a sudden, fuck, what if she hits us with the line?
Stop! I'll kill your baby.
What if she has the baby, and all of a sudden, she kind of like alludes to like.
That's what the ending is. That's the anime original ending. She tries to threaten the sex.
I'll just say the way that you started that sentence, I was like, are you about to just say what the ending is right now?
No, I'm saying like, oh no,
You're
that's
like so
what
matter of fact, like
I just saw AJ
that's
go.
the ending.
I literally was like, this is like speculating, and all of a sudden you said that's the ending,
Yeah,
and I just
that's
go,
the ending. Yeah.
I was like, did you just literally confirm the ending right now? I was like,
yeah,
no,
Historia
I don't want to
uses,
know. I don't want to know.
Historia gambles with the baby and.
No, I'm saying that Historia has the baby, and then she kind of like, again, alludes to, or she says some sort of line that hints at, or even kind of just like, confirms that Eren's the father, Like, that would be like...
We need to get Mori out here with some DNA tests, and then I think that's when we'll know.
Yeah, that's when we'll know.
We got to
I
get
guess.
Mori on the podcast.
There we go.
Just to be like you are, and then we got to get the cameraman that follows them while they run.
See, interesting. Josh says, don't think the pregnancy was planned. Interesting. I think that at this point, everything is planned. Eren has planned
By
everything.
one person.
Eren knows all. You need to
by
remember
Eren.
that, Josh. Eren knows everything. Yeah, he can see all.
That is true.
So I think that everything is planned, and Eren is making sure everything goes according to his plan, which is why Eren being revealed as the puppet master and us people making us think that, oh, Zeke can do this and this, whatever. And then he realized Zeke can't do this and this, whatever. I'm like, Zeke was the only other person that could prevent certain stuff from happening. And,
Now he's in limbo.
yeah.
You just need that royal blood.
But anyway, so the I don't know. I see the kind of like the little rumblings here,
It's
right?
been spiraling.
The little rumbling.
I love it,
Right.
I'm so glad about how invested you got to this.
bro. I don't know why, but again, it's like as we are getting closer to this moment, as we're talking about the episodes here in season 3, and I was like, oh shoot, we're gonna see something that happens every episode. There we go, guys. Lexi dropped the phone again. Every
In my
episode.
head, I was thinking, I was like, she's been doing really good about not dropping her phone this
Yeah, and guess
episode.
what? She dropped it. All right. But again, it's here. Well, we got some little hints at it. I can't help but deny them. The fact that, again, like Zach mentioned, that Mikasa is threatened by Historia. She's got to be threatened by her for a reason. Who knows what happened in that
Mikasa's
2
got them
months.
keen senses.
She does, actually. I think she does. But interesting. So kudos to Historia for wanting to make a difference, or for those kids that are unfortunate and don't have anything. You know, this is going to be a cool little home for them, and hopefully
Levi had her back because he was from the underground.
Yeah, and hopefully none of those rumbling titans start stomping out some orphanages. You know,
Right.
hopefully not. All right. Anything else we want to go ahead and talk about in this specific moment? Do you, I don't think so. No. I guess the only other
the flock slander.
I think the only other thing that's pretty that I found kind of cute was the fact that Historia was. It seems like she is genuinely concerned about Eren, because she even in her kind of worried voice asked like, essentially, what are you gonna do? Like, what would you do if you found Rhaina and Bertold and had to face them again?
Yeah.
You know, like, again, the fact that she is showing this kind of
prepared to
investment and
kill
stuff,
them.
you know, and like care for
Love her.
Eren. Again, it's like we understand that, like, they're gonna care for each other, just like how, you know, Connie cares for his team and stuff. You know, you know, it makes sense, right? But I can't just, again, like SB said, it's all just suggestive, right?
Too suggestive.
Interesting. All right, let's continue on. We return as narrator the Armin
Yay.
explains.
As part of the coup d'etat, the military had to purge people of considerable talent from its ranks, but discoveries such as the glowing ore in the underground cavern counteracted these losses. Also, thanks to Eren's hardening ability, a powerful new anti-Titan weapon was invented. We now see at the top of the walls, built using hardening and materials, we see that new weapon. As pure Titans head towards the new weapon, hiding in the gaps of the hardening, a scout can be heard saying,
That's it. Jam your big head in here.
the pure Titan reaches in for the soldier as he yells out to alert.
Do it now!
Then, from atop the wall, another scout cuts a rope, detaching and releasing the weapon. Dropping from above, an extremely large wooden log connected to chains. As Hanji and other scouts watch from the top of the wall, we see the log land and crush the Titan. Hanji watching with excitement.
Ooh, that hit right at the nape of its neck. This could be it.
As they carefully watch the crushed Titan, they see a rush of steam released from the nape, causing Hanji and the others to get excited. Hanji jumps in the air with a victory fist held high in the air.
We did it! That's a 12-meter request.
As Hanji laughs with joy, Eren drops to his knees with relief. It worked. Hanji continues her excitement.
Hell yeah! With this baby, we can kill Titans without putting any soldiers at risk. We'll hack down those bastards all day and night. Say hello to the executioner from hell. We did it, Eren!
Hanji looks at Eren, only to find Levi tending to him, as he is bleeding heavily from the nose. A worried Hanji asks.
Eren?
Levi tells Hanji, looks like he must have overused his Titan ability. He's been doing hardening experiments for days. Hanji, realizing that she pushed Eren too much, apologizes.
I'm sorry, Eren.
Eren, as he wipes away the blood, responds,
No, there's nothing to apologize for. We can't slow down just because we're tired, right? I'm fine. Let's just make these weapons quickly, and then go to Shiganshina.
Flash forward now to a celebratory night of enjoying food and drinks. We see Connie and Sasha sitting next to Marlo as he excitedly says,
That's great. We can win. With weapons like this, killing Titans will be easy as breathing.
Also sitting at the table is Jean, Armin, Mikasa, and Eren. Jean tells Marlo,
You're so damn excitable. You should know better than to be this pumped up about joining the scouts.
Sasha quickly chimes in to ask Marlo.
That reminds me. Didn't Hitch try to convince you to stay in MP?
Marlo asks, curiously.
Wait, Hitch, how come?
Connie and Sasha, both having a mischievous, teasing face, as Sasha answers.
Because she's a thirsty girl and she thinks you're a tall glass of water.
A naive Marlo responds,
Can't say that I follow, but Hitch did tell me off before saying I wasn't cut out to be a real soldier. She told me I should stop acting cool and just coast along in life. I thought she was better than that, so I told her I was wrong about her.
Jean responds.
Asshole.
And Armin tells Marlo,
Are you that dumb, Marlo?
Sasha comments.
No brain under that bowl cut.
And Aaron tries to help Marlo.
Calm down. He didn't say anything wrong.
And Jean continues.
Well, anyway, the only people as excited as you are the new recruits with no real battle experience.
And then sitting at the table behind Jean are the new recruits. Heisey, you ready? And as new recruit, Flock responds. Give me a break. You think you're some kind of hardened veteran now? And Jean responds.
I know I am, compared to you at least.
And Flock tells Jean, that's rude. We were in the 104th, same as you. And besides, we're not the only ones excited. Everyone in the wall is. We're taking Wall Maria back. We're finally winning. And Jean replies.
You think so?
And then Flock thinks about it. And then says, well, you guys do seem a little different now. There's something about your faces. What exactly happened? And Jean asks Flock with warning.
Want to know?
And Flock notices the very serious demeanors and answers, no, I'll ask some other time. And then Flock and the other new recruits walk away. Connie then gets up and says,
I'm out. See you later.
A confused Sasha reacts.
Huh? Now?
And Connie explains.
Tomorrow's supposed to be a prep day, so I'm planning to I'm planning to head to my village in the morning. There's a chance I might find something new there. Good night.
Connie leaves, and then Sasha asks the table.
Think we can turn... Right. Think we can...
That's okay.
None of us can read today.
Think we can turn Connie's mom back to normal someday? I mean, it's not impossible, is it?
Armin responds.
Well, if our knowledge about Titans continue to improve, then yeah, maybe.
Aaron can be seen at the table, thinking about the revelation that day when they theorized about Titans.
You're telling us that Titans are people?
And also in that flashback, Levi responds,
It's just a theory, but it's possible.
Aaron recalls the conversation between Ymir and Bertold. Ymir says,
Oh, about 60 years. About 60 years. Hell on earth. Every day was like waking up into a nightmare.
And Aaron now says at the table,
Like a nightmare.
and then he gets the attention of the table.
So much has happened that I haven't had time to question it. But who do you guys think that it is that we're fighting against? The thing is, I've always hated the Titans. But what if they're just people being tormented by some nightmare? For a time at least. I was one of them myself.
Then Mikasa yells out to interrupt.
Aaron.
Then Aaron snaps out of it as Mikasa sternly stares right at him.
You still have bread and soup left. You shouldn't be talking until you finished your meal.
And Aaron just accepts.
Got it. You're right. Sorry.
But Jean now chooses to tease Aaron.
Get it together, Aaron. Enough with the sad mumbling already. It's all you do these days. You know what you should be focusing on? That guy you saw, from the memories you were given when Reese and Astoria touched you. You said you saw a scout that must have known your dad, right?
And Aaron responds,
Yeah. I think he might have been with my dad when the wall fell. If he's alive, he'll know something. He seems so familiar. I can't shake the feeling that I've met him somewhere.
Then Armin asks,
Do you mean he seemed familiar to you? Or just your dad?
Aaron answers,
Me, I think.
Sasha tries to help.
It might help to smack yourself in the head.
Jean agrees.
Yeah, you should try that out. You know what else might be helpful? If instead of holding hands with Astoria, you got a headbutt from the Commandant. Commandant.
Yeah. And Aaron responds,
If that helped me remember, I'd...
Then Aaron stops to realize something.
Hey, wait.
Then Aaron recalls the identity of the man as aggressive... Aaron recalls the identity of the man as Eren aggressively stands up. That's who I saw with my dad. It's Commandant Sodus. And now it's morning as we see scouts on horseback quickly riding to the training grounds. Hanji, who's with the scouts, explains.
Sodus was the 12th commander of the Scout Regiment, and Commander Irvin's predecessor. It's been a long while since I've seen him.
The scouts, they make it to the training ground. Sorry, none of us can
We
read.
just can't talk.
The scouts make it to the training grounds as Eren approaches. Commandant Sodus. Sodus turns around to notice Eren, Hanji, Levi, Armin, Mikasa, and Sasha hiding behind Jean. Eren stands in front of the Commandant. Then Eren salutes. To be continued.
Bum, bum,
Bum,
bum.
bum, bum.
All right.
I want to say anything. I would be honored to sign a flock pop.
Is that what we got
Honored?
going on?
Said Zach, I'll get a custom flock pop and you can sign it.
Because I'll write on it to my least favorite Jaegerist.
Ooh, wow.
Put my signature.
Interesting.
That
Oh,
cuts
SB
deep, that
left.
cuts
Sorry.
deep.
So SB, I know you're probably not going to hear this, but yeah.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us,
So
SB. We love you
hope
very
to see you
much.
around.
And yeah, we'll see you next week for sure. Wow, that's such kind words. Thank you so much. And why? Because Flock was the only survivor of the death charge. Interesting. So Flock is the continuation of Irvin's legacy, right? Heisa said because Flock is the only survivor. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're seeing some Flock love here from Heisa, which is not unusual, which I fully
I
expected.
feel like it's not even to the extent I thought it was going to be. I thought the chat would just be blowing up
Yeah.
with flock, 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 flock.
Yeah, Flock. But Flock obviously has.
There he is.
Yeah.
Comes the boy.
Stop. No, Flock obviously has a very kind of upbeat attitude here because they're obviously celebrating because of the new weapon that they made, right? And let's talk about the weapon because the
Big ol'
weapon
log.
is this the only weapon that they made so far? You think this is the test run, right? You don't think they made others over
There's
and other?
probably been trials, but
You think they made more along the walls?
I don't know.
I feel like they have some already in the works.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they have anything ready to go,
Yeah.
but I feel
because
like
they
they have others
need
in the works.
Aaron's hardening for
Yeah,
it.
because that's the thing is that obviously it takes like substantial materials because we understand that this is literally like a full-on like guillotine
Yeah.
for Titans, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then they have
Makes
these
like this weird like hole.
yeah, and the thing too is
in
that
their
like
nape.
the thing is that even the logs that they're using are logs that I would imagine they probably took from like the forest of giant trees, right?
Yeah, because it
And
looks
stuff, right?
like a log of a giant tree.
So think about that. In order to go ahead and build this, you need to go ahead and acquire materials, and these materials are over at this forest, right? Which are obviously overrun with Titans, right? So you have to go ahead and do that. You have to go ahead and get the material. You have to come back and you have to like
What if
forge and
they
everything and
just
stuff, you know?
Sent Aaron as a Titan and he just like picked one out of the ground like broccoli and just brought it back.
Yeah, which is probably what they do because here's the thing though. It's Eren, once they realize that it works, which is awesome because we understand that again, there's a lot of work put into this weapon, and to have a weapon that you can use against Titans, right? That prevent or don't even risk soldiers, risk
Yeah.
their lives, right? That's crucial, especially at this point, right? Because
Yeah.
we understand now that the Titans, the pure Titans, they're not the enemies, they're not the focus here, right? We don't need to be focusing on them. We have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
And so for it to work was awesome. It was a victory, but to see the state of where Eren is at right now and how he is using and exerting so much power and energy. Obviously, he's going through his hardening trainings and stuff, right? His sessions. Who knows how often the sessions are? Who knows if they're daily? Who knows? Either way, Mikasa is so concerned for Eren that she makes sure that he gets rest, that he eats and stuff, and all that. And Eren, of course, being Eren, he's determined and he wants to get back to Shiganshina, so he's like, no, like I don't have time to rest. I need to go ahead. We need to do this now and stuff, right? He's obviously overexerting so much of his ability and his Titan form and stuff. His body, his human form can only go ahead and hold up for so long, right? But I was just kind of wondering that if they built more of these before they go ahead and they test run, and I think we're kind of like you said, if this worked, then there's for sure going to be more.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they already have, like, the material. I feel like they already have a good amount of materials. It's now just them figuring out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And they found one that works, and they're like, cool, take all of our materials and let's throw them into this.
Yeah. And so the best way we can describe that weapon, right? As I mentioned, it's kind of like a guillotine, right? But what it is it's an attachment to the wall, right? And it is pretty much being held together by like almost a webbing of Aaron's hardening, right? And then at the top of it, we have a lot of kind of like machining happening here where we have like chains kind of like holding up these logs, right? We have essentially kind of like almost like a catapult sort of thing, right? Where it's being held by rope. So what they do is they go ahead and they'll chop the rope, which will, unleash the chains, release the chains, I should say, to go ahead and drop this
That
log, right? And
You need bait.
yeah, you need the bait, right? My thing is always like, okay, we have in this specific scene, we have a scout who's there kind of hiding in the hardening. Like
the webs.
do you need to like take shifts of like somebody playing as bait?
Yeah.
Or is there...
Well, would you rather go down there and kill it yourself, or would you be okay?
No,
with
I
playing
know.
bait?
It's good to not risk their lives in the sense of like, okay, look, there's Titans at the wall, so now we need to go ahead and kill them, right? We understand that.
There's definitely like bait shifts.
Yeah.
Day shift.
That's what I was kind of curious. I was like, okay, so...
I'm sure it's just the same thing as like a scout
they
shift, like just
encounter
instead of
an
sitting on the
abnormal-
wall and looking around, like, oh wow,
Yeah.
looking at all this nature. Now they're like, at least they have something somewhat fun to do.
Yeah.
I get to be big, like that's.
You just have to
exciting.
make sure that that person over at the top isn't slacking off or daydreaming, whatever. Because imagine,
Drop it
like,
now,
all right,
huh?
now, release it now, release it now,
Yeah.
ah! Whatever. No, and all of a sudden, you see the hand just go and grab the dude, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, he hears, ah! and then goes, oh shit, whatever.
know.
Well, we
I'm
just,
sorry, he got trapped in it.
We just
doing a
lost
shift
Tom.
Change. We were doing a shift change. Sorry.
Shitty timing.
we lost Tom, guys. We lost Tom.
What happens if an abnormal walk like comes in there?
Oh yeah, if there's an
Just,
abnormal.
Like, sprints in.
The guy's gonna be like, "Oh shit! Hey, get the cannons going too!" Whatever. Yeah, I think you can't really plan for those high stakes, whatever and stuff. Because even with like, oh my gosh, what if the armor shows up? Like, what is that gonna do? It's gonna do
It
nothing.
doesn't matter.
Like,
GG.
the armor's just gonna
That's
go
just
ahead
for
and go
dumb
through
Titans.
the hardening stuff. Yeah, it's for the pure Titans.
Yeah.
So I was just curious if they're gonna be taking shifts as like a soldier, a scout
sure
being
they
there and
are.
stuff. And they have to make sure they maintain that communication, right? One thing I want you guys to kind of help me out with understanding, because this is even something we're watching back. I was kind of like trying to understand fully, and that's what the narrator, the Armin, explaining at the start of this part of the episode, right? Mm-hmm. He talks about like pretty much effects of the coup d'état,
Yeah.
right? And he talks about how the military had to purge people of considerable talent from its ranks. Now, in that scene, we see people essentially stripped from their uniforms, right? They're kind of walking almost like as they're like people of who treason the government, right? So I would imagine that this is because these are people that they can't trust anymore, right? Because they were in cahoots with the fake king and that council, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking too in like my mind, like, okay, these are the interior police, right? They have to be, right?
Yeah.
Those that worked closely with the council.
I mean, it makes sense.
And it does. It makes sense. And one thing, too, that was difficult for me to understand is Armin explains, or I should say narrator, the Armin explains that the discoveries, such as the glowing ore, which we see in that episode, essentially it is the underground chapel. It is all that kind of like blue diamond type looking hardening, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's referred to as the glowing ore, right? In the underground cavern, it counteracted these losses. So what does that fully mean here? Because we see that in that scene when the narrator explains that it was able to counteract the losses, right? We see that there's like people in the underground, somebody is using like light, like a light source. Does that mean that now they're able to use these resources to... I'm trying to understand here of what it was necessarily explaining and emulating and stuff, right? Because when they mean that it counteracted the losses, what losses are we necessarily talking about? Do we know? Just losses of resources, just losses of talk about the ranks, the people in the ranks.
It could be like all encompassing.
Yeah, just all the losses that they've experienced up until that point, right? And stuff, because we understand that they've obviously have lost a whole lot of resources because of how much damage there's been to the walls, how much damage has been inside the walls and stuff, right? But again, in this scene here, we see like literally it's a man who's like almost like a light bulb. He's like admiring it, like, wow, like it's emitting a lot of light, right? So does that mean that that they're using this glowing ore now as a resource for them to go ahead and use in the underground to...
I'm assuming so.
It seems like they are.
Like it's just giving them a better quality
because
of life.
it's specifically pointed out.
yeah.
And like it seems like they said that they're using it like that it's being like resourceful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's kind of how I interpreted all that, right? But it was such a quick kind of explanation
it's
from
just
the narrator.
One sentence.
You know? And we get, again, when you watch the episode, those are the scenes that it's kind of showing, you know, where again, it's kind of like, here is the, the new glowing, here's the glowing ore. And then the next scene we see when they're talking about how they, they're using these to counteract the losses, it's later just a man in his home admiring, the light, And again, that had me kind of think of like, oh, okay, they're using that as a sense of kind of resource and stuff, again, will make sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot better than fire.
Yeah. But I mean, again, it's cool that they have this new weapon, and I would imagine that it works. They realize it works and that they're going to go ahead and build more, right? They see the state of where Aaron's at. Aaron is using every bit of his power. He's using his body to its full capacity. Aaron, again, is determined, right? But they go ahead and they decide to celebrate, which is awesome, right? And we see now joining them, right? We saw it when the scouts were the enemies, that Marlowe, MP, he's in one of the newer MPs. He has the right intentions. He had the right morals and stuff like that MPs, I guess, should have, right? He's not... He sees the corruption. He doesn't want to do that.
He wants to change the government for the better. Yeah,
which again, it's very, very honorable, and it's a difficult thing to do, right? Because what he saw firsthand was all the shady shit going on with the MPs, right? Especially the ones who were kind of in like the seniority ranks and stuff, We already saw from them, he witnessed them shipping the new ODM gear to, I would imagine, the underground or to, Kenny and the squad or whatever. Mm-hmm. But now it seems like Marlowe, he's excited to go ahead and join the scouts. Right, we know this is something he wants to do. He wants to make a difference. And then again, to kind of on theme with our little hopeless romantic type moments here, Hitch was trying to do everything she can to persuade him not to go to the scouts, right? Not to join the scouts, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously, she cares about the guy. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Marlowe doesn't see it that way. Everyone sees it except for Marlowe.
Is pretty naive.
Even Aaron doesn't think that Marlowe did anything wrong, right? Mm-hmm. But then, hold on, let me go ahead and find...
Aaron is also
he's also very naive as well too, right? But...
Tall glass of water. I don't get it. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, is she thirsty?
She literally used the words thirsty. She says because she's a thirsty girl.
She thinks.
But Marlowe again, he says, I can't see that I follow. And Hitch did tell me off before I said, blah, blah, blah. She said he wasn't cut out to be a real soldier. Mm-hmm. She wanted him just to be cool and coast in life, which obviously is something that Hitch very much wants to do, right? Mm-hmm. And then she says that Marlowe says that I thought that she was better than that. Mm-hmm. And I told her I was wrong about you, right? And again, I think Jean is right to go ahead and refer to him as an asshole. I was like, damn, that's messed up to say to her, to somebody who genuinely cares, regardless if they're hiding it or not, they're trying to subliminally let you know
that they care about your well-being.
Don't join the scouts, because what happens with the scouts?
They die.
Mm-hmm. If you're not prepared, you're not ready, you die. This guy, do we know that he's gone through the extensive training to go ahead and prepare himself to be a scout? No, he's sitting at the table with the guys who are literally the Levi squad that are the most qualified, right?
Yeah,
they've been through some shit.
I feel like with what he said, like telling Hitch the truth isn't a bad thing, but the manner in which he does that, like he could have definitely approached him and like, you have so much more potential than that. Why don't you want to reach that?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because everyone else is like agreeing, like, are you that dumb? There's no brain under the bowl cut. And then you have Aaron being like, he didn't say anything wrong.
Yeah, calm down. He didn't say anything wrong.
Aaron literally telling Mikasa all the time, leave me alone. Get off my back.
Yeah.
No.
Go away.
Yeah.
So it's only appropriate that Aaron would be the one on his side, because they're just as naive.
And then we go ahead and we get our introduction.
Just as passionate.
We get our introduction to these new recruits, obviously led by Flock, right? And
saying that they were in the 104th.
He says that they were in the 104th class, which obviously is the same class as, Aaron and the others. So we understand here, at least from that point, that, Flock and the others, I mean, they're not like younger than the rest of them. They just, they didn't go through that experience. They didn't go ahead and train to become scouts. They
get hardened.
Yeah, they didn't do all that, and
they haven't been traumatized.
But they are, and that's a great word that you just used, traumatized, because for as upbeat. Well, the thing is,
the situation
for this specific scene,
it's a great description, yeah.
Because what Flock sees in their sudden change, where he even Flock's kind of like, well, there has been something different with you guys. Like, what happened? And as he looks at the table in that scene, you can see the look on every single person's face that has experienced it. I don't know about Marlo because Marlo hasn't seen shit. You know,
maybe not Marlo.
But the only thing he's seen at Marlo is when they had to clean up the stuff over in was it? Why am I blinking on starts an S?
What are you talking about?
Not Cena. Strauss.
Stohes.
Oh. Yeah. Thank you. Oh yeah, I was sorry, I glitched out real quick.
It's okay.
But that's the only thing that he saw. Him and Hitch, they went and had to literally clean up bodies. You know, they had to clean up bodies because of the battle with Aaron and Annie. Right?
Get roped into being a part of this.
Yeah. There it is.
That ain't my leader. That ain't my leader.
But here's the thing though, right? Flock literally sees the expression. Again, you use the word traumatized because it is what it is. You know, they literally, it's almost like they're recalling. They have like post-trauma there, right? They literally are just like, wow, like everything that happened. And to the point where even Jean's kind of like, you really want to know? And then
he's like, I'll tell you if you want to know, but you're not going to like it.
And then Flock's like, no, I'll ask another time. You know, at least Flock can read the room, you know?
Yeah.
And so he and the other recruits left and stuff, you know? And then I like the teasing that we get from Jean because he's not afraid to go ahead and kind of throw jabs at Aaron, which we've seen, right?
Yeah.
Let me find some of the stuff. He talks about too with Jean. I mean, he kind of pokes fun at, if I can find it, Jesus Christ, where?
Flock.
I guess I should go and mention it with Connie though before we get to the teasing, because Connie again abruptly leaves, and he explains. He talks about how he's gonna head to his village, Ragako, right? He says that there's a chance I might find something new there, which has the rest of the table. At least it has Sasha asking like, "Do you really think that we can turn his mom back into a person, like back to a human?" And then it's
it's not impossible.
Yeah. It's not impossible, which obviously we see later on in the story and stuff, right? But that's where Connie kind of his focus is now.
Yeah.
Which is why Connie wasn't a part of the group when they went back to the training grounds.
Yeah.
Because we understand the morning he was going back to his village. But anyway, so back, let me find it with Jean. Jean, he decides to choose to tease Aaron, and he says like about his demeanor, like, enough with the sad mumbling already. It's all you do, right? He goes, you know what you should focus on, right? Was that guy that you saw, which is interesting for Jean to point out, for him to bring that up, right? But
you know, they got to get answers somehow.
Yeah, because obviously Aaron explained at least to that point, right? Because he talks about how Jean at least talking about like for those memories that when Rice and Historia touched you, right? And then he realizes that, well, yeah, that's right. That guy might be important.
Maybe.
And then the teasing part here, where he says, you know what else might be helpful? Instead of holding hands with Historia, right? Like, you got a headbutt from the Commandant. Now, why did Jean say that?
Probably because he's been headbutted by the Commandant.
Yes. But why is he saying instead of holding hands with Historia?
Oh, you're talking about...
Because AJ's going back down his rabbit hole.
I can't help it!
I see. You're focusing on the
Spiraling.
Historia part. Probably because...
Jean is teasing because he sees, right? Everybody sees what's happening here.
Probably a little jealous.
He sees what's happening. Why is he jealous? He's probably happy that...
He said it's not the first time she's been called a goddess. He's the one that pointed that out.
Yeah, I know, because it isn't.
So if you're reading into everything, read into Jean's too.
Yeah,
Equal
first time.
opportunity.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'm thinking about, like, he's not going to be jealous of the fact that he's going after Historia, which means that, hey, I mean, Mikasa's open.
I think he's trying to push that he's going for Historia, like, more so that Mikasa is more open. Is like, angrier.
You don't think it's because people can go ahead and see what's happening?
Oh, yeah. Like, he's trying to poke more fun, but that's because he also has an ulterior motive.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. He definitely has an ulterior motive for sure, right?
He wants Mikasa.
again, this episode here is like, okay, we're getting some little bit, kind of
Like
illusions
this
here.
is like the one episode that we'll get suggestions.
And I want to say these are illusions because again, we know that maybe this is all just kind of like fake narratives here, and stuff. Maybe, and again, it's a stretch that Aaron's going to be the father. I understand that, but if it happens,
I don't think it's that big of a stretch. I've been on this train, bro.
I know you have. But again, I kind of agree with SB. This is something that I feel like Isayama wants us to think.
Yeah. Wants us to think it.
And
perhaps.
I think Aaron's the daddy. I say it's Jean and it's pronounced Jean.
Yeah, Jean. It's kind of like a French thing,
it's like
right?
French.
Jean.
So it's pronounced like SCH.
It looks like the word like denim jean. Like
yeah,
Jean.
it looks like Jean, but it's Jean.
But it's Jean, right?
So I guess it is like ZJUAN.
Yeah. Yeah. So like even like how he's saying it, like, or
biggest stretch. No, you're not gonna come in here and tell me and AJ that's the biggest stretch.
You know what?
It makes so much sense.
I understand how this is all just illusions.
And do you want to know why I believe it so
just
firmly?
Ghosts.
Because I know how much you love AOT.
Yeah, I'm not the only one spiraling.
I know. I've been spiraled. I've been in this stage.
Zach is spot on.
Because look, I know that you love AOT. And
Yeah.
you didn't pick it up the first time.
No.
I picked it up the first time I watched it. I was like, holy shit, like, why is Aaron getting so close to Astoria?
Yeah.
And I feel like no one saw it. And I was like, huh? And then slowly but surely, people started picking up on it.
You disregard the details because, again, for people that want to ship people, right, they want to go ahead and ship Aaron and Mikasa. So when you see certain details like this, it's almost like, nope.
You see what you want to see.
And you go ahead and you block it from your mind, right? Now, as we go ahead and we're doing this podcast and we are...
You're being more subjective to it.
We are focusing on details here as these episodes are happening here, right?
We can't ignore blushes and ignore details and ignore...
There's a lot of stuff that we can't ignore. And what we have learned by doing this podcast is that things that we see early on, right, that are specific kind of details and subliminal stuff, right? They're there for a reason, right? We can't ignore the fact of what we saw that kind of like, okay, that's a detail that is important later on.
But that's what I'm saying is like, now that you're looking at it more subjectively, now you're seeing it. But I feel like a lot of people when they watch it through, they're just kind of like, oh my God, Aaron and Historia had a giggle moment. Oh my God, that's so cute. And then they just disregard it. But me, I'm like, oh my God, they gonna make a baby. They're making a baby.
Yeah. I like that too, Josh. Historia belongs to Ymir and Ymir only, which is why that is my biggest pet peeve is Ymir and her decision to go ahead and leave with Ryan and Bertolt. It makes no sense to me. And trust me, I want Historia and Ymir to be happy. I've talked about it over in past episodes of how I want that story to play out, but she didn't do that. She gave up and she gave her power away, And
what a silly girl.
I think that Historia, she wants love. She wants to be loved, right?
You know who loves her?
Rhina?
Yeah.
No. Does he love her or does he lust for her?
Both.
Yeah, lust.
I don't think he loves her.
No, you have to understand how much time they did spend together, though.
Yes.
Before. Like, they're long past the lust stage.
I don't know if they are.
I don't know.
You have to understand how much time Rhina did actually spend with
think
Historia from the beginning of the anime.
Did they spend time together?
That group was always, pretty much all that group was always together.
You think so?
When it came down to it, like the important shit.
Because for me, how I see it is almost like...
And think about when they were training
as a group,
too.
But they had their own factions within the group.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had kind of Rhina and Bertolt, right? Annie did her own thing. You have kind of like, Aaron in that group and stuff like that, It seemed like with Historia, it pretty much was just her and Ymir, So I think that, they trained together, but in terms of getting to know each other... So much of that was lost, right? I don't think that they really did.
I don't disagree with you on that point, but I feel like...
Plus, Rhina doesn't know Historia.
If it were...
Rhina knows Krista.
That's true. But if it were like lust or a crush, like that shit would have faded out in his time when he went back to Marley. Like you would have found someone else to lust or crush over. But he knows. He's like, I want Historia. That's my baby.
And then
you can still lust over someone for a long time. I think that it's lust.
Yeah, in terms of like
You can
love.
still think that
That's a
someone is
fucking
hot.
hopeless
You can
romantic.
still
That's
like,
not lust. That's the hopeless fucking.
Well, we know that
romantic.
Rhina's not right in the head either. So,
True.
Yeah, he's fucking that shit.
but the baby is a red herring. Interesting. Red herring being a clue or a piece of information that is or is intended to be misleading or distracting, in my opinion. Yeah. That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm afraid of, Josh. I'm afraid of, again, just being misled to a point where I'm only going to get just frustrated
Yeah.
with all of the spiraling that I've done and just be like, it was all for nothing. I agree, Heise. I want Sasha. Screw Gabi.
I know. Get Gabi out of here, man.
Yeah, but anyway, so then the fact that John brought up that specific detail, remembered it, that man, that person that he saw, right, that scout, right, it now gives them a lead, a very important lead. To the point where, like, how does even John do it? Like, John, he just, like, sets up, he literally, like, he's alley-ooping Eren to these realizations here, right? Jean's the one that brought up the man, like, hey, instead of holding hands with Astoria, blah, 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 right? How about, oh no, he kind of like talks about like, instead of the mumbling, blah, 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 right? Why don't you talk about the guy from the memories? Like the fact that he just randomly pulled that out of his ass,
Yeah.
you know? And then Jean all of a sudden is kind of like, yeah, instead of holding hands with Astoria, how about you get a headbutt from the Commandant? And then he's like, wait, that's right. Like Jean is just like,
Just giving him
yeah, he's helping out.
all this info.
With his teasing, in reality, he's helping out Eren, remembering this stuff.
He's just like, I'm over this. Just remember what you're trying to remember. Come on.
And then Eren he
Tired of
realizes
you being Wonder Boy.
he realizes who that person was, and that person was the Commandant. And at that time, you know, in the memories, he was the commander of the scouts, right? He was the person, he was the commander that came back inside the walls, you know, from that literally the first episode, right, where he gives the mother the hand, right, of Mr. Braun, right? What was his name again? Moses, yeah. And then from then on, we understand that with Sardis, Keith Sardis, is that he no longer wanted to be the commander, right? So that's when Irvin took the reign. But anyways, Jean, good job.
Yeah,
Good job, man. Good job of pulling information out with your teasing, you know? And then so now that we understand with Eren, it seems like literally the next morning, they go and they travel back to the training grounds, where I guess Sardis just likes to admire the training grounds by himself because he was just there by himself.
Iconic anime.
Unless he's just like waiting for, you know, he's there early enough to go ahead and
Maybe they arranged a meeting with him.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Because again, it could be arranged because we understand that Hanji and Levi are there. They're also there, right? Hanji even herself, she says that it's been a while since she's seen him, right? But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and find out all the information and stuff and what Sardis has and his involvement with it, especially his involvement early on, being, I should say, knowing Eren's father, which is a whole other interesting story because that one talk about being romantic. You know, he's going to be jealous. But anyways, do we have any other final thoughts on what we want to go ahead and cover and whatnot and stuff? No more. Do you want to spiral about something? No.
I thought that I had something, and then I think my brain was just threw it out. No.
Anything about Kisadis? Was it about his story, about Jean, about Connie? Connie and Raguko? No?
No.
Mikasa. It's about Eren's memories. It's about Historian Ymir.
No.
No.
Was it about One Piece?
No.
It definitely was not about One Piece. Was it about lust and love?
No. I don't remember. Let's just.
Don't remember. Okay, we'll just move on. Okay.
Pride.
All right. That's like Patrick, not at. Okay, just go down that whole
All
thing
right.
again.
We're not doing that.
That's crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room.
Yeah.
A rubber room with rats.
Gum room.
Crazy. I was crazy once. Locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Put your hands in the air like you just don't care. Hey.
Keep going.
I'm respecting Being Sake. What? Being Sake
Beautiful.
was playing.
Nope. Real quick. Heidi says, imagine not even having the name
Morning.
Gabby. Like, no, you get the dollar store version. Just Gabi. And then is it about the dollar store? Oh, he is about dollar store Gabi. Is it about Gabi?
No, it was not.
No. Okay, interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting.
But thank you for helping.
Okay. All right, we tried, guys. We tried. Beautiful, guys. Another good episode. We talked about many different topics, and thank you guys again so much for your responses and for your results in the Q&A and the poll question. We love talking about all that stuff, and as Lexia said, we had the most responses that we had today. Let's give a hand for that, huh?
Yeah, thank you guys.
We love your guys' involvement in the podcast. We love your guys' feedback. We talked about it so many times.
We need your
how you guys know your shit. You guys know all your stuff, you know? You guys bring incredible insight and stuff, and then to be able to go ahead and see from a different lens, see your guys' perspective, that there's even times where I'm even like, oh, damn, that's right, huh? And I kind of change my mind on certain questions and results and all that. Even though I didn't agree with you guys in the poll question for the majority, it's fun to go ahead and talk about, again, just whatever questions we got, whatever stuff we come up with you guys. We try to come up with some good questions, and it seems like this week was a good one. So hopefully we have another good one for you guys. We'll talk about love and lust and talk about... No, we're not going to talk about any of that. Nobody cares about that, especially not Josh. Josh doesn't want Historia and Aaron to have that baby. So he doesn't want Aaron to be the father. It's fine. And Robin, thank you so much for joining us.
We're
happy you enjoyed the podcast, and we hope to see you more often.
Miss you,
for
Robin.
Sure. We love having our friends here joining us. We love having them joining us live here as we're able to go ahead and talk live about what we're kind of covering here in the anime. We're in season 3 again. We're gonna get to some good stuff. Season 3, incredible. From some people, we talked about what your favorite season is. For some people, it's season 3, or for others, it's season 4. It's one or the other. And guess what?
Season 1.
For some, it's season 1. I feel like season 3 and season 4 were the kind of like coin flips. But the point is, that means we have some good stuff to talk about, because we're talking season 3, and then eventually we're gonna get to season 4. So we hope that you guys join us here for this incredible ride. As you guys can see, we're slowly but surely, we're doing our thing here in the podcast. You know, can't help but reflect on where we were to where we're at now, and here we are. We have so many of our friends joining us live talking about this. You know,
thank you guys.
We have an incredible layout again, courtesy of NatePlaysBad. Let's go ahead and give it up for Nate again.
Thank you, Nate.
Love you, Nate.
We would not be here without you.
Honestly, bro, I cannot thank you enough, man. I mean, you are...
Robin, go tell Nate I said thank you.
You are incredible, man. Nate is so damn smart, man. You know, it's just, I love it. I love it so much. And I love you, Nate. Everything you've done for us, man. I'm so appreciative. And make sure you guys go and support Nate as well. Go and check out his Twitch channel at NatePlaysBad. I believe he has a YouTube channel as well. His Twitter, his Twitter is available over on the YouTube, I believe. On YouTube, if you scroll down over in the description, I believe that he has his Twitter handle there. You can go ahead and see what Nate is up to and all that. But anyways, guys, make sure you guys support Nate, because Nate's doing some big things here for the podcast, and he's doing big things for himself as well. So what we got, guys. So this again, in closing, guys, another awesome episode of Attack to Talk. This is season 3 we're covering. New seasons, new episodes are streamed live every Sunday. It seems like we're sticking with 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is a good time. It's early enough for a lot of our friends here. I know that for some people over on the East Coast, I mean, when we stream later on, you guys are streaming, you guys are watching really late. So hopefully 5 is good for everybody. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow over on Instagram. That's where you get all of your updates, and that's where the question and where the poll question is and stuff, you know. Australia? Whoa. I can tell him when I go to Texas, September. Interesting. Is that where Robin's at right now, Australia?
This is low Robin's fan. But yeah. Robin lives in Texas with Nate.
Interesting.
Flo,
okay.
Are you upside down right now?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Whoa,
You mean
okay.
12:42
If they're over if they're in Australia,
Or
then
Australia,
that makes sense, right?
yeah,
It's noon for
PM.
it's noon for
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Hell yeah.
Dope.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to go to Australia at some point. Australia would be a lot of fun.
Down under.
There you go. Yeah.
Tell
8 p.m. where you go when you go live here. 8 p.m. Okay, interesting.
8 p.m. for you, Heisen.
8 p.m. feels like that's a good time. You know, seems like 5 p.m. is working out. So we'll stick with 5 p.m. And again, if there's any updates, make sure you guys follow us over on Instagram at Attack to Talk Podcast. Again, that's where the Q&A is. That's where the poll question is. That's where we get all of our results. And also the link tree is available there over on Instagram. The link tree shows all of our different platforms and a lot of other stuff that we're going to go ahead and talk about as well. We also have a PO box as well over in there too. Check that out. As I said, it's currently 10:43. All right, almost bedtime for you.
I know, almost bedtime. It's past your bedtime.
All right, guys. Before we go ahead and we leave, of course, we want to go ahead and mention a few different ways that you guys can go ahead and get some merch, and that's just anime merch in general. And starting with Collector Sesh, we have a link in the link tree that'll take you to their store, guys, or take you to their Instagram, I should say. Collector Sesh link. Yeah, check it out, guys. Look for them on Instagram. They're at Collector Sesh, Collector_Sesh. They have a lot of cool stuff, guys. Go ahead and support them. They're incredible people. And then they also have an Instagram, Geeky Statues. Check that out, guys. And then another link we have available for some merch. We have, damn, how you say? Bedtime is 3? That's crazy, bro.
All right.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's wild.
But yeah, another form of I should say another way that you can go ahead and get some merch, guys, is we have a link in the link tree that'll take you to a Fandomion store. Fandomion has a ton of stuff, anime stuff and more stuff that's even just not even anime. They have alternative wear as well. We talked about Marvel stuff. I mean, we talked about Marvel in the beginning. They have Marvel. They have DC stuff. They have like so much pop culture stuff. Whatever is popular, whatever's popping, and stuff. They have a lot of different stuff for sure. Check it out, guys. Guaranteed you'll find something you like. And then guess what? If you find something you like, we have a way you can help you get a discount on that purchase, and that is by using a promo code, and that is promo code LEX. Right, Lex?
It is.
Promo code LEX, LEX.
LEX. And Eddie was actually DMing me, telling me about how he's like, oh, well, I got paid, so it's Fandomion time.
Whoa,
like,
all right.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for Eddie. Hell yeah.
Thank you, Eddie. Hope you see something you like. There's plenty on there.
There's going to be something you like for sure. That's what it is. If you take the time to go ahead and browse through that store, and again, that link will take you to their online store over in the link tree, over on our Instagram. Go to that link tree, scroll down, you'll see Fandomion, click it, it'll take you to their online store, and then you can just go ahead and do some browsing.
And go ahead and spread the word if you have any friends, if you want to buy stuff for friends, if,
Yeah,
you all
absolutely.
enjoy pop culture and anime and stuff like that.
Yep.
Let them know. Fandomion, code LEX for 10% off.
Absolutely.
10% off.
10% off for you guys. Yeah, 10% off your guys' purchase order. Yeah, it's an awesome way that Lexi is able to go and help you guys out whenever you use that code. Guess what? You guys are helping Lexi out as
And it
well.
also helps me out.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So shout out.
Spread the word.
Yeah, just in closing, guys, we have so many talented friends. Just go ahead and support each other. We have check out all our different Instagrams and stuff. We have our friend Caesar who goes and helps out with he goes in, he every so often will go ahead and vote on the poll and stuff like that, Mm-hmm. And Caesar, again, is an incredible artist that we have met through just browsing and stuff, going and looking at different anime merch and stuff, and he is an artist that is so talented. And then just go and see what he's up to, guys. His name's Caesar. Find him over on Instagram at ArtofCesar. Check out what he's got. If you see something you like, we have a link in our link tree. It'll take you to his Etsy store. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. We have incredible artists. We talk about Marco and stuff. Marco. Mm-hmm. Marco, not only is he good at beating Zach in Jump Force, but
he's good at
I will
everything.
get my
He's also a great artist.
yeah, he does his thing over with his art. You can see that over on his Instagram at Marco Momone. The Marco in Marco, the O in Marco, I should say, is a 0. So Marco 0, Marco Momone.
So Mark 0.
Yeah, Mark 0. Check it out, guys. And then we talked about Eddie as well. Eddie is very, very talented. Eddie dabbles in a lot of different content that he creates and stuff. He has his YouTube channel over at Eddie Hinston. Go support him there. You can go ahead and see what he's also very creative with his art. Check out what he's making over at his Instagram at Art de Juan. Check it out, guys. We mentioned also with
Kyron.
we mentioned obviously with Kyron too. Kyron, he is
Portraits by KA.
Portraits by KA. Portraits by .ka, right?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So go check it out, guys. Anybody else I'm missing out on? Well, we have so many talented friends, for sure.
Say Caesar?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
We said Caesar, we said Marco, we said Eddie, we said Kyron. Anybody, and to all of our friends who are creative, man, just keep doing your thing.
All of you creative.
Keep being creative. Keep creating your content. Keep drawing that art. Just keep doing your thing. And shout out to all you creative people out there. All right, guys. So that's all we got for you guys. Thank you again so much for the continued support. Like you said, spread that word. Spread that word. The more friends, the better. It's awesome when we have our friends joining us here in chat. As you guys can see now that through the streams,
you guys here.
we can see your guys here over in chat. So spread the word, guys. The more friends, the better. Like I said, look out for those future Q&As and future poll questions over on Instagram. Feedback is needed and very much appreciated. Shout out to the loyal listeners. Shout out to the Attack to Talk Levi squad, the day ones. You guys are awesome. We love you guys so much. We love all of our friends. We look forward to just, like I said, streaming live and just having you guys join us. You know, it makes the podcast. That's what it is. Honestly, you guys make the podcast. Like, we can talk about,
Yeah.
you know,
Say it every time, but we mean
we can talk about Attack on Titan, right? We can go ahead and do these podcasts and stuff like that, right? It's cool. But would we continue doing it? It's hard to say, but we continue doing it because we love when you guys join us, man. We love talking to you guys. That's what it is, you know? You guys really, again, the motivation of just continuing this and stuff, you know? You guys just bring that excitement. You guys bring that juice, and yeah, it just makes it so enjoyable to go ahead and stream live and talk about this podcast with you guys. Robin's asking, is it every Sunday? It is. Every Sunday at 5 p.m. we are streaming live, and then we have our episodes edited by NatePlaysBad, and he will have them prepared and uploaded and published over on Fridays on all of our different platforms involving Apple Podcasts. If you guys want to listen to us, if you guys want to watch us, it's over on Spotify and YouTube. Check it out, guys. We are available on all those different platforms. Episodes get dropped on Fridays, and then Sundays is when we stream live. So Sundays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is obviously a different timing for you guys. All right, guys. I say it every podcast. I love you guys so much. Make sure you guys please just stay safe out there. Who the hell is that streamer? Kai Sanat, whatever. What's his name?
Yeah, Kai Sanat.
Kai Sanat.
Or Sanat.
How crazy is that guy, huh? One of the top streamers in the world. And he's, whether it is on purpose or not, but he is creating chaos over in Times Square, and he started a mob and riot. I want all of us just to be safe, you know? Don't get caught in riots. Don't get caught in mobs.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It happened, I think, over on Friday.
It was a meetup.
Really?
Yeah, he was doing a big giveaway and stuff, you know, and it just, so many people showed up, and obviously he is one of the top streamers, probably the top streamer, I don't know, but by his presence alone and people thinking that they were going to get, like, I want to say, like, PS5s and stuff like that, you know, and like a lot of different stuff, right? And then it became so overwhelming, it created a mob, and then he pretty much just fled. He left, and then it created a riot. People started going through and stealing from small stores and stuff. This was all over in Times Square. Yeah, it was an absolute chaotic scene.
Yeah.
I says I'll be in the Attack the Talk riot.
Oh my god.
No rioting here, guys.
The theoretical riot.
Yeah, no rioting
Not a
here.
real riot.
You know, it's all.
The only rioting that's happening here is when we start the rumbling.
Wow. Yeah, that's gonna
Not
be
a
incredible.
riot.
Yeah.
It's a rumbling.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna start the rumbling. That's what it is. That's not a riot. It's a rumbling.
Officer, this isn't a riot. This is a rumbling.
This is a rumbling. But anyways, point being, guys, just stay safe out there, guys. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening in this world, and we want you guys just to go ahead and just be safe. Spread that love and positivity. We love, we hate. Cliche, but it's true. This is AJ saying, I love you guys very much, and we'll see you guys next week. And I'll let my friends go ahead and sign off.
Bye, guys. Stay safe. See you next week.
Don't be a lollipop in a world full of suckers.
That was good, bro. That was good. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.